Hey, everybody, be sure to thumbs up and subscribe. Oops, wait a minute. I'm back. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, my goodness. I haven't seen y'all in so long. I better turn my speakers on for when I get Central Florida Prepper on here. How is everybody? Some of you weren't over there. Hills of West Virginia. Hey, hey, hey. So glad you're here. You just see the same old me. Only we're going to get a little sassy about this Roger Stone mess. And Central Florida Prepper is going to come on with us. And I don't know. I asked 3-Inch Files and Manifestation of Imagination if they wanted to come on. They didn't know that, well, I don't know. We got our schedules a little mixed up, so they may be on too. So how is everybody tonight? It's kind of odd doing Marf all day, and or it seemed like all day, the biggest part of the middle of the day, and then no Marf tonight and me later on a Friday night. Hey, Mandy, let me see. Let me back up and get everybody from the beginning. Oh, the real truth, you got in first again. Been a couple of times, hadn't it? I know you raced to do it. And then Sunny Preps and Tinfoil Truth Seeker, Donna D. And Hills, West Virginia, speak to you again. One of my home people. Miss Lisa R. Hall, Kelly B. Did I say Kelly B? Let's see. Miss CJ Blaze. 777 Lightkeeper. How y'all doing? It's good to see you. Reeble Snarkle. How are you, honey? Central Florida Prepper cracks me up how he says your name, Reeble. He's funny anyway. Grant Harper. How are you? And Sunny Preps. Barefoot Lass. Speak to Mandy again anyway. Bones. Hey, Bones. Bubbles, 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 Bones. J Stone. And Sid's dad. Is that how you say that? I'm horrible with screen names. Miss Tina, how are you, honey? Bones laughing. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Got that community tab. When we getting those bubbles? Mr. Bones. How's Mrs. Bones tonight? Hope she must be feeling better. You said you got your home cooked meal tonight. Miss C.J. Blaze is a cooking, and poor old J Stone's sick, and I'm telling you, we're all falling apart. Yes, happy Friday. Happy. You know, I swear to Pete, I am busier now than I was when I worked. Let me tell you, started potty training that 3-year-old today. Goodness sakes. Whew. He was ready to be potty trained when he's 2. And I got messed up a little bit. I'll just leave it at that. I haven't been able to get that boy to even want to go toward that bathroom. And he was finally in the mood for it a little bit today. So we got, he's with his daddy right now. Little great kitty. I hope he follows through with it, because we made a lot of progress today. And he wants to stand on the toilet seat. Bought him a fancy little kid's toilet seat, little step and handles that fits on the big potty, and loves orange. That boy loves orange, anything orange. Central Florida Prepper, you need a link. Yes, you do, buddy. And but my sister bought him a caramel sundae from McDonald's today because he went potty the first time. Then he sat there eating on that sundae and peed on my couch. So I was trying to mod for Marv and watch him because he'd give me a funny look, you know. I'd say, no, we got to run. Make a big deal. Had him calling everybody. I did it. Whew, I am wore out. Let me tell you, that's why I had to take a nap. Running after that young and getting him on that potty. Let me tell you. Oh, mercy. He's probably the 5th or 6th one I've helped potty train. I was younger, man. Let me tell you. Okay. Let me see. Invite. I don't remember which one of these I sent it to because I mistyped it the first time and both of them comes up every time. All righty, Mr. Central Florida Prepper. Petra, hi, honey. How are y'all doing? I hope everybody's not YouTubed out after watching Marf's live, watching replay, me and Central Florida Prepper. Wasn't that a treat? Oh, Alaska Prepper came on Central Florida Prepper. He is just something else. Let me know, CFP, if you didn't get that link, honey. I seen it. I ate just about the whole time I was on CFP's show. Still have snacks. There he is. Device is not connected. Here he comes. Let me see. Well, now you're on the right. I was on the right. Oops, wait a minute.
Oh.
Come on.
Easier to poke that way.
Do my things here. Oh, I got to turn my speaker on.
All right, let me get to the live stream on my end.
Or chat was echoing, so I had to turn my speakers off. And then I forgot.
Hey guys.
Hang on, wait just a minute.
Just when
I
you
got
had
a tangled
enough
mess.
of
Look
me,
at this mess
I'm
I've made.
back.
I'm telling y'all what's the truth.
Yeah, you want to try putting those things, roll them up, put them in your pocket.
There we go.
They're always a tangled up mess.
Get my speakers back on.
Susie Q, hello again.
Now let's
Casual
try.
preparedness. Hello all. Hills of WVA. How's it going?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Well, I can't hear you.
You can't hear
What's
me?
the problem?
Can you guys hear me?
I can't hear you, baby.
You cannot hear me. Am I muted?
I did turn it on, didn't I?
I don't think you turned it on.
No, I had it on, turned it off. Now say something. You're not saying anything.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. That's what we did the last time. We got that cell phone commercial going.
Yeah.
I'd
Exactly.
asked
Sorry, I had to get off.
French Files and
French Files has some things going on, and she needs some help right fast on the phone. Just a little walkthrough on StreamYard. So I was on the phone with her for a couple minutes.
well, I texted her. She might have been on the phone with you. I told her that her and Manifestation of Imagination could come on with us if they wanted to.
Yeah, I think they're working on a homestead video.
Oh,
Is what they're working on. So that's why she was needing her StreamYard there, so she could get it all set up.
oh, okay. All righty.
Yes, CFP has coffee. I just brewed a whole pot. This is the first cup out, so I am good to go.
You're
I
good.
do not have the ability to ask my wife to go get some because she is asleep.
Oh,
She woke up
no.
when I came through the door, though.
Well, it's 12:05. We're running a little behind tonight, but that's okay. I got you started late and casual
No, you're
preparedness. Hi
fine.
there, Susie Q. I hated that. Do you know that link would not turn blue on my Yahoo account? That's why I had to send you that. I haven't seen anything that says you can only use this with Gmail. But that was a problem, and it came right through and popped up blue. Amy Riser, hi, honey. But you had an awesome live.
So Tina had a question for me, but
Oh, she did?
I'm scrolling through.
Yeah, I was well into that.
I'm getting close because I'm seeing other things in reference. Okay, I'm starting to get a complex. I'll ask the question 3 times at CFP, and I'll ask a different one here. No answer. Just kidding. Let's see here. I'm trying to scroll through. When you are trying to, with my brain, trying to carry a conversation and also read at the same time, it's quite difficult. So
It
I
is.
apologize
It's hard
that I
to keep
missed it earlier. My cat food cans are only good for about 2 years. Can cat food be canned and last longer? Well, I don't know about cat food being canned. I know cats will eat just about anything, especially meat related. So if you're already canning meats, liver, things like that, they can be cooked and fed to your animals. Yeah, I don't see no problem with that. As far as cat food only being good for 2 years, I'm not an expert on that. I don't have a cat, so I couldn't tell you either way. But I do know if you're canning, like you said, can cat food be canned and last longer? If you're going to be canning food for your cats, I would just go ahead and can them some better food. Just my thoughts on that, because I'm not really sure about canned cat food, if it can be good afterwards or not. I don't know. I know enough about human food that it is possible. I'm trying not to get sued or cussed out because someone gets sick eating food past the Best By. It was produced for retail, so they can pull it off shelf when it reaches its maximum efficacy for flavor. After that, they pull them and restock with newer stuff. But when it comes to that type of stuff, guys, we have to be real careful as YouTube creators, because we are liable for giving out bad information like that and someone gets injured. So hopefully that helps a little bit.
I just always say, make your own decision. That's whatever it is I do for my family. I'm not here to tell you the exact way, but I'll tell you what, when I can, I always have scraps. And I know this is wasteful and I never thought about it, but I just throw the scraps away. Like I'll trim the extra fat off of the chicken and off of the beef or whatever I'm canning. I don't know why you couldn't can those scraps and just have canning for your animals, to prep for your animals. Bit crazy. Hi there. How are you? Lee Rockwell. Oh, I saw Franklin come in. Hey, Franklin.
Water and Fugel, CFP. I am a smoker. How can I prep cigarettes? Well, the best thing to do is to quit smoking. But I smoke and I dip. What we do is we open up our cigarettes, take the cellophane off of them, then we put them in vacuum sealed bags and vacuum seal them. All right, the best thing is to also throw in an oxygen absorber in there. It will keep that tobacco fresher longer than just having a pack of cigarettes with just the cellophane on them. Also, probably the best, cheapest way is to get bulk tobacco and vacuum seal that. Don't just leave it in the bag. Vacuum seal it down so it's a brick. It'll last longer, especially when you throw in an oxygen absorber. So that's my best advice on that. You get a lot longer. It won't be as dry because the oxygen's removed.
That's exactly it. That's
But
exactly it.
you might want to quit. Sorry, I'm getting some dip.
You can smoke. You know, I don't care if you smoke on here. I'll smoke on here.
All right. Well, I might have a cigarette here in a minute. I want some dip.
Okay. Calamity Rain and Mike Loves Life and Casual Preparedness. Let's see. And what's Tina saying? Oops. Where'd it go? Yes, I am still going. I'll tell you what. I held that off because I was hoping I was going to get a tortilla press for my birthday. And I didn't. So I'm hoping I get a tortilla press for Christmas. They're not very expensive. You can get them for $20 off of Amazon.
Yeah, I've seen Alaska Prepper's got on his Amazon web store.
Now that one is not $20. That one's about $70. That's a handmade one by a family-owned company, and they sent that to him as a gift. Boy, that'd be pretty. But I like cast iron, and I found a 10-inch cast iron one on Amazon. Naturally Custom High there on Amazon. I think it was $20 or $30. The 8-inch one might have been $20 and the 10-inch one $30. But yes, I am going to do that. I'll tell you what, it's been a little difficult. Some of the things I want to do, keeping Ethan every day, which I wouldn't have it any other way. But unfortunately, there's a positive side to that potty training him, and there's a negative side. As soon as I have him potty trained, he's going to be going into preschool. So, kind of hate that, but.
Reval, I said oxygen absorber when you vacuum seal. It'll help pull out anything else in there that you missed with just vacuum sealing. It just keeps the tobacco from drying out. So that's what I was saying, add. Now, I do know some other people like to add other things in their tobacco, but we're not going to get into that. Actually, I don't, believe it or not, don't let the sideburns fool you. I don't mess around with stuff. It just makes me stupid when I ever try it, so I don't.
You don't have to can your tortillas, and I'll tell you why. Because you're going to be storing your flour, and any of your breads you can make on the spot, so you don't have to pre-do it, and it's fresher. So no, I'm not. No, I don't know how you can, because they're dry. But that's why I store it's all-purpose flour. So you just, make sure you freeze in those dry goods, noodle, flour, rice, cornmeal, anything. Freeze it, freeze it, freeze it. I freeze mine for 4 days, even freeze my sugar. Let Mother Nature do it last winter. Left it in my truck when it was real, real cold. It got about a week's freezing. But the FDA allows larvae and eggs and bugs to be a certain percentage in your food. So when you store it in your 5-gallon buckets, you can open it up in a few years and have a bucket full of bugs. So I freeze everything. You add it to you put, say if you're going, whatever you're going to vacuum seal. I vacuum seal my brown sugar so it don't get hard. Now, I use it, in and out and cut it open and seal it up. But something that you're putting up long term, now I have not put an oxygen absorber in mine because none of my bags so far are losing their hard brick seal. But that's a good idea to do. But oxygen is your enemy. So you want to keep out all the oxygen. That's why you vacuum seal. So then if you would lose a little bit of your seal, that oxygen absorber would be in there and finish. So that's a good idea, CFP.
Gives a mean bug out bag a whole new message. Yuck.
Yes, yes, that is true. That is true.
Uh,
I'm telling you.
J-
FDA allows that crap.
JT, is it a bit cool up there? Cool here? Yeah, actually, the temperature just dropped a little bit more. I think it's in the high 50s. When I come outside, it was a little chilly, so I grabbed my flannel. This is actually one of my welding shirts. It's got a flannel interior.
I cannot believe y'all were in the 50s. This
Yeah,
is not normal.
it's just that cold front that came down. That's it. It's not going to last long.
When I was on your show and I checked, it was 32. Now it's 28 here.
Oh, that's sunbathing temperature right there.
Good, yeah, buddy. That's if I go back. See, I didn't wear my ski suit when I ran out right before your show. But let me tell you what, if I would go out now, anything below 32, I put my ski pants on. 54, Lee Rockwell.
Oh, yeah.
What state are you in, Lee?
We're definitely doing for Wyoming. I already got ready for the order for our new Carhartts and stuff like that, because when I was in North Dakota, you had to have the extreme weather Carhartts or you were not going to make it. And I'm talking face mask, everything. So yeah, we got those on standby to order our jackets and stuff, because you got to have them out there in that winter. It's bad. It's cold. So I mean, it's beyond cold. It's freezing. So
well, yeah, then you've got that wind on that range that you're going to have. It's going to even make it worse.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I'm designing everything so it has more of a, when the wind blows, it comes off of it, instead of like you got a standalone side of a building that wind's going to come in and pound the crap out of it. Well, if you got everything leaning on the exterior, after you build your walls, you build your exterior leans. That way when the wind comes, my hand is not right. It comes over it compared to just smashing the side of it. Makes it a little bit easier, more aerodynamic. And that is in theory. That does not mean it's going to work very well. But in theory, as long as the structure is built with enough support, it should be able to take the gusts and roll right over the building instead of slamming it to the side.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I am getting ready to text you a oh, I didn't see your text. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know you ignored me. I was really upset.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm getting ready. Somebody asked me to send you their phone number.
Okay.
So I'm going to just share the contacts so you can save it. Ooh. Did you get that?
I am texting.
Okay.
No, I haven't got that yet.
Okay.
I was answering a comment. Someone left a comment on my channel.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I just got it.
Evening, Token Coke. How are you?
Let's see here.
80 degrees in Maui. Look at that mess. Did you hear that? Oh, you're going. Oh, Hills of West Virginia. I am at a little over 3,200 feet above sea level. To answer your question, I did see it. I'm sorry. Donna's home place, Tennessee. How are you, darling?
Okay. I got your message, and that is fine. I'll make sure I'll list it underneath the other name so I don't accidentally ever say the correct real name. So that's no problem at all. I will make sure I save that underneath.
I realized that was on that contact.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's okay.
Give me
You're a trustworthy kind of guy.
I try to be. I try, especially when it comes to OPSEC. I don't like giving away people's information. I've had people contact me. Can you please give me so-and-so's number? I need to contact them. No. Sorry. I mean, I'm a prepper. We don't give away information. At least we try our best not to. Now, have I messed up and brought somebody close to my home and in my home underneath that they pretended to be something else? Yeah, I made that mistake. And
did that a couple of months ago myself, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I had to learn from that mistake. I was trying to be helpful And it's not raining. There's stuff falling on the roof again. But let me make sure I save this underneath his pseudonym. That way it never has any confusion there. There's no mistakes. So, got him. Was I needing to contact him?
I'm assuming since he wanted me to send you his number.
Because
I did that at his request.
it is late tonight. You can send him my information too, or I can send it to him. I can text it to him. Yeah, I'll try getting up with him tomorrow since it is after midnight now. We haven't even got started yet.
Oh,
yeah.
Franklin, I forgot you were in Australia, honey. I forgot all about that. We have several Australians that watch us.
Hey, there's Lisa R. Hall.
There's Lisa R. Hall. She couldn't be with us earlier on your show.
Oh, that's quite all right. You know, I know some people really just don't like me, and that's all right. I'm joking, Lisa. I really am. By the way, I did enjoy your last video a lot, actually. So I'm just joking on you. I'm just floating on you.
And she's a sweetheart. I'm telling you. They've been modding all day. I told them if they wanted to take a break, didn't hurt my feelings at all.
Yeah. Especially when it gets late. You know, that's another thing with the mods. I do understand when you're modding from multiple channels and stuff, you still have a life that you have to go and live your life. You got to cook dinner. You got to use a bathroom sometimes. You got to refill your coffee like I've got to do right now.
Let me tell you, these mods hung in with me for 6 and 8 hour lives in the beginning when I was doing that mess. And I told them, look, y'all don't get paid. This is voluntary. Y'all go to bed. No, sir. Let me tell you what. That's why I always said I'm not, I even hate to call myself a mod somewhere. These people are mods. Let me tell you, they're Johnny on the spot. Before I can get my finger on something that's ugly or nasty to hide it, they done it, you know. Cracks me up.
So I'm not going to address anybody here for the sake of OPSEC, but the individual that I'm talking to, you already know who you are. I will contact you tomorrow sometime in the afternoon, if that sounds good to you. That way we have exchange on the telephone number, stuff like that. So you know who you are, and I'll get up with you tomorrow. I do know it's late, guys. So with that note, WB, I've got to refill my coffee cup. No. What? Hey, hold on a minute. You ain't gonna.
I done crossed the line, didn't I? Right. I done crossed the line.
You understand this?
Yeah.
Coffee for.
You're gonna be punching me through the screen. You help yourself. You know I'm just kidding with you.
I'll be right back. Let me go fill up my coffee cup.
Let me see. Lee Rockwell, I am living in a SHTF situation. I am considering starting a channel to show my day-to-day survival. Absolutely. We encourage everybody to start a channel. Daggone it, I cut my bangs before I went live on Central Florida Prepper. I didn't do a very good job. I was in a hurry, and then I didn't fix them very good. They're driving me crazy. Absolutely. We encourage anybody. You let us know if you start a channel and you get your videos up, and we can watch them, and we will most definitely shout you out. I had a bit of a SHTF situation myself the past few months because of my health. It's easy for me to sit here and smile and go on screen. I'm just sitting on my behind. Sometimes I don't go live, and I'm not coming on. I did some lives that I wasn't up to snuff with my health, and I've gone back and looked. Miss Dexy, Lexi with Dex. I'm sorry, honey. I must be getting tired. And I've gone back and seen some of those videos and think, my Lord, I needed to stay away from that camera. So now if I'm not up to par, I just don't do it. Last one I did, I was sitting, leaned over, and I was listening intently. It was all I could do to sit here when the mods text me, are you all right? So if I cancel out on you, that's because I'm not feeling so good. So I know what those personal situations can be, but that would be great. Lee Rockwell, well, definitely. We always shout out our family. Hey, Snafu Snaps, just saw you, buddy. How are you feeling? I know you've been sick. I am up. Got it. Welcome. Oh, Google Land. Google Land. How about that? Yep, we're in Google Land. All right. Mister. What are we getting sassy about? This Roger Stone mess. What in the world those people up there doing?
Roger Stone, yes. All right, so while I was waiting, I vented a little bit. Now, I'm hoping it's not rain. I keep on hearing that dripping stuff. It wasn't rain when I came through, but I do apologize. That's going to be loud.
That'll be like rain now. I
Him
rain either.
7 counts, felony count charges. Okay. Now, last I heard, they said that they were going to hit him with probably 20 years for this. Now, they got him for witness tampering and lying to Congress. Okay. Now, this is where I start getting mouthy on. Lying to Congress. Okay, so they're asking him questions. If any of you have ever followed the open hearings of Roger Stone, not the behind closed door where no one can see, they would phrase things in ways that he could not answer without getting himself in trouble. That's why most of the time he pled the fifth. Okay, so they phrase things to trip him up and make him say certain things, and they take things out of context. So you are saying that you did, that's not what I said. Well, you just lied to us. No, you're twisting what I'm saying. So that right there is part of the lying part. Now, they are charging him of crimes that happened over a bunked investigation with the Russian collusion, which was complete nothing.
Nonsense.
But now they're attacking him and giving him charges for lying on screwed
a
up
bogus investigation.
Exactly. So how do you make a crime about an investigation that should have never happened?
It was a crime itself.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then they sit there and say that he tampered with witnesses. Okay. Now, if you're being questioned about things, and believe me, he was hit with gag orders. Okay, towards the end of it, he got hit with a gag order. He couldn't talk about anything because I used to watch him on Alex Info Jones Wars. Let's put it that way, just to keep from getting tagged there.
Okay,
I've been following him for a while. Okay, and he got hit with a gag order and stuff. He could talk about nothing. While they were persecuting him, accusing him of everything, he could not say anything in defense ever. And when he did say something in defense, they hit him with that gag order. Okay, so they silenced him right off the bat. Would not let him speak in defense of himself until they brought him into the closed hearings, the closed questionings, where no one else gets to see what happened. But now he's got a gag order, so he can't even talk about what was being said when it was one-sided. So yeah, I am fired up about him.
Well, did you see why they gave him the gag order? He thought it was going to help him when he went on Fox News. Let me tell you what, that man was a shell of a man, talking about how they surrounded his house, busted in, his wife's sick. He didn't even know he had done anything wrong. And I think he thought that would help him to go public with that. Man, they shut him up right in a heartbeat over that mess.
I remember the video. Excuse me.
Okay.
I remember the video of them storming in him like he's a threat to life and liberty.
Yeah.
He's been investigated. They come barging in, goon squad on him, and the press had any information before the police even knocked on the door.
Press was there, yes, sir.
So, who's working with who right now? We already know that the MSM is in the pockets of the Dumbocrats.
Yep.
It's not Democrats anymore, people. This is straight libtard socialism. This is not the original Dixiecrats at all. This is something new. This is something pure evil. So yeah, they're definitely in their pocket. You watch anything on TV about the polls and all this other stuff, they're never right. They're always wrong. They're always one-sided. And whose side they always pull to? The left. Never anything positive coming from the right ever on TV, radio, even now on social media. It's all a ploy, which they call psyops and everything else. But we see this stuff, and I'm like, when they nailed Roger Stone and they come rolling in his family like that, I remember sitting back looking. I'm like, here this man is. I forget how old he is. He's not a danger threat to anybody, but they come in militarized units, even though it's not military, it's police department, but looks like military. Comes rolling
Their
in,
tactical team.
yeah, snatching him up like he's a thug murderer criminal.
He was in. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. He was in the bed, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Now I had heard that he already knew it was coming. He was contacted by his lawyers. Apparently, the media leak got to his lawyers and they notified him. So he wasn't really in the bed. He was prepared for it, but it happened so fast. It was as if he was in the bed. But see, and that's another thing. It's just the same leaks you can't hear about. They take it away, and I mean they're parading him around. He could get 50 years. Well, he could get pardoned. I don't see him getting pardoned, even though he did not do anything wrong. If he goes and pardoned, it's gonna flip a squirt bottle and shift to another realm. They will freak out. Chuck Schumer, all of them. It would be a complete uprising with the left, and then they'll sit there and accuse T-Man of, well, one, they're doing bribery now, but they'll accuse him of being one-sided and getting all his lackeys off and all that stuff. You know, it's funny because when he was facing these charges and stuff, he said, I am not going to roll over on T-Man.
Yeah.
Because he knew what was right. And he even explained before he got his gag order that they are going to twist everything I say. They're doing it now and make me look like a bad guy. Well,
he said they were trying to twist his arm and make him lie against the president.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I'm sorry.
I thought I saw something in the chat there. Stoney's a hire Flynn's lawyer. Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter what lawyers is going to be in play. This is definitely all. This has nothing to do with law. This is all agenda. Every single bit of it. We see this group in politics right now. They use loopholes, which the loopholes have been put in play for many, many years. All right, everybody, left and right, uses the loopholes.
Right.
But they use certain loopholes and phrases, and they make you dig your own hole, so then you have no way out. And then they try to do Stone just like they did Cohen and the other ones, get them so dug into a hole. Well, we also have these tax evasion charges that about your taxi company that used to owe $80,000 for the taxes, or however much it was. It was actually higher than that. So we're going to get you with that, bury you for 20 years, or you can take a 5-year sentence and say Trump made you do everything.
Yeah, that's blackmail.
I'm going to do it. He's like, no. And exactly, it is blackmail. And instead of having the cojones to fight this, and they are higher up politicals, they could, if they all band together, they could fight it. It's like they're trying to look out for themselves. The other one, Stone, didn't. He's like, no, well, I'm going down. You know, they keep going, well, he's self-proclaimed dirty trickster. You know what? That was just a cool phrase he liked to use. It's because he knew the loopholes, knew the ins and outs, just like most politicians do. Okay. And now all you hear, self-proclaimed dirty trickster. He was a big supporter and proud member of the Reagan, this and that. I mean, not Reagan, Nixon. They keep on wanting to bring up Nixon. They have even the impeachment trial right now. Worse than Nixon. How a phone call with the Ukraine, which I have my own little sources on some things on that, as far as what's really going on with that stuff, and it's definitely a coup, plain out simple. But they sit there and go, well, it's worse than the Nixon Watergate. Really, the Whitewater? Well, Watergate thing is worse than that, huh? Have y'all not read history? Really? Him holding aid, and that it wasn't holding aid.
I was alive during that mess and old enough to know what was going on.
It's like history goes in, not even one ear and out the other. It's just like it's blocked. I don't want to hear about it. Well, just look at the schools now, okay? The history books getting rewritten. Why are you rewriting the history books and removing stories and things like that we learn about? No, Well, it's just not socially accepted today. It's history. It's who we are. All right. Now we don't have to relive that history, but history is a reminder of what our past was, not to make those
Right.
same mistakes.
Exactly. Learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, if you remove that, you're going to go right back into the same mistakes. Might not be tomorrow, might be two
Okay.
generations later.
Speaking of that, for anybody that's too young to know, they went after Nixon over audio tapes of conversations.
Yeah.
They tape everything. He pissed somebody off, and they used that to take him down. Other than that stupid mess, they're making a big deal out of it. He was a decent president. One thing in the world wrong with what he was doing. He did everything that all of them do. Every call coming in that White House is recorded, for God's sake. He pissed somebody off. They made an example out of him. This is what happened when you piss us off. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and also, well, no, you're fine. Also, with the Nixon part, they also try to accuse him of manipulating Teamsters and things like that. Which, with unions and stuff, every politician has their hand in with the unions.
Yeah, everything.
Anything that has to do with production and money.
I knew where that body might fit.
He just got popped with the evidence of what he was doing, which they all do, but he left himself open to a situation. Now, with this stuff with the impeachment, with the DT, they're trying to make, they keep on going on, lifelong friend, and he was part of his campaign. All right, so he's guilty of getting information from WikiLeaks about Hill Dog. Yeah, I like that one. All right, so what's illegal about that? What's illegal about that? Because we have the ability to get information about an opponent. Okay, so what about the collusion investigation where you had, was it Steele that came up with the report of the collusion? But that's perfectly okay. I didn't see anybody get in trouble and go to jail for getting that information, which was complete bogus. But actually go and get real information against a certain party, you go to jail over. Just like they're trying to make it illegal to talk bad about the Democratic Party. No. That's we have the right of freedom of speech. But they were actually they were trying to pass that it's illegal to talk against them in a derogatory way. That's socialism, people. That's straight up old school communists.
Yes, absolutely. You preach it.
I don't know. Sometimes I might. Now, if I say something wrong that offends somebody, I do apologize. This is just me venting
Or
on.
just being spicy. It's your opinion, my opinion,
Yeah,
whoever's
this is just
opinion.
my opinion. WV is not responsible for my stupidity at all. This is
You're
strictly.
not stupid. Listen,
just
we can all have our own opinions. I like to get spicy and share opinions. We might agree, we might disagree, we might agree to disagree. Take what you want, leave the rest.
Yeah, exactly.
No big deal.
So this whole tampering of witnesses. All right. So when he had the gag order placed on him, and he contacted. Now this is the kicker here. Okay. So he doesn't know who is being contacted else by the prosecutor. All right. He doesn't know who Mueller is contacting for witnesses because he's got a gag order and he's tucked away. All right. He's not supposed to be talking to media, talking to anybody. So if I make a phone call with somebody that might know some situation going on, I'm talking to him and asking about what's going on. Hey, so where do you stand on this? We need to stand together on this. Oh, that's tampering with witness. No, that's getting your story straight and seeing what the other people are talking about because you know.
Wondering, Google, honey, I'm live with a guest. And yeah, I don't know. Snafu didn't tell anybody he was going live, but that's kind of rude to come into my live and invite people to leave my live to go to Snafu. Seriously? I wouldn't go into Snafu's live and invite his people to come to my live. Okay, carry on.
We all make mistakes. So
Just
yeah,
saying, you can go watch Snafu.
He gets slammed with tampering with witnesses because he's trying to find out what's going on. Granted, though, if you got a trial going on, okay, and you got co-defendants, yeah, you're not supposed to be talking with each other, trying to get your story straight. But now when you don't know who co-defendants are, because you don't know who they're investigating, because everything's behind closed doors. And you make the mistake of contacting somebody that might or may not know of something. And you're like, hey, I know they're going to be coming after you next because they already came after me. I want to get our story straight, just to get the feel of the land, to see where they stand at, because the whole politics stuff is flip flop. All right, yeah, I am with you 100%. But oh wait, they got heat on me. So you know what? 3 years compared to 20 years, I'm going to flip over. So that's exactly what he was doing. He was trying to find out where these people were standing, if they were going to be true to the word, if they're going to fight it 100%, or if they're going to flip flop like most politicians. Oh wait, no, they found me. There's some dirty sex tapes about me, and they're going to expose them. So I'm going to go ahead and talk trash and say, yes, he did it. No, or that's what he was trying to contact, and that's what they labeled him for. Tampering with witnesses. It's not like he went and threatened people. He didn't go and say, you have to do this or anything. None of that happened. I've actually seen a lot of those transcripts where they're talking about he contacted so-and-so. It's a simple thing. I need to know where you're standing. Simple. That's perfectly legal. He should have used his lawyer, but he didn't. He contacted them directly. But now it's a felony charge, really, on an investigation that was false to begin with. So how do you charge somebody a felony on a bunk investigation to begin with?
That's right.
Unless they need them out of the way
about that investigation. Number one, that was legal. Number two, that was valid.
Yeah.
So they're going to, since they couldn't get their way on that investigation, they're going to go after every individual and hang them. That ain't right. Nothing's right about that.
I think this is a political situation, not a legal one. Absolutely. This is all politics. They're throwing stuff underneath the bus, and they're manufacturing as much evidence as they can. I see a lot where we're going to investigate to see if there was a crime committed. There has to be a crime first before you open up an investigation to see if there really is a crime. You don't just investigate somebody to see if they've ever committed a crime. You have to have actual grounds to investigate somebody. But see, just depends on what side of the spectrum you're on. Now, if they want to investigate on the left, you better not only have hard evidence, you better have the smoking gun, because they're not going to move forward at all. This is a complete circus with what's going on with the politics.
It's crazy.
Oh. Sorry, I was checking the chat there. But you know what? I could be completely off basis, guys. This is just my thoughts on this. All right.
Well, that man was absolutely a broken shell of a man. You can't fake looking like shit. And there's no other way to put. That man was a broken shell of a man when he did that Fox News interview. Said he had lost.
He lost millions in legal fees since this.
To send a love mob over there. I think he was saying he came here because of snafu. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he had a different topic. I didn't know what he was doing. I thought, well, my God, you don't come over and invite. I'm sorry. No wondering Fugel's already been in my chat, but that's awful sweet of you to think that, Tina.
Look what happens when you get caught up on sassy live stream.
Yeah, I'll get sassy. Hey, Renee Thomas, how are you, honey? But he said he had lost every ounce of everything he had. Some of his grown kids had. His family had tried to help him, and he was the point he couldn't pay for anything else.
Yep.
By the time they nailed that man, he had no way out, no help, no nothing. You let any Democrat get in that situation with a bunch of Republicans, the Democratic Party would jump in and pay all the bills for whoever it was. Nobody helped this man. Nobody. He was hung out to dry for nothing.
And he even called it. I remember when watching Alex War Jones info, switch it up.
I don't know if we can say that or not.
Well, I know you can't use his name because YouTube does not like him at all.
Oh, okay.
So, or the company, so you have to mix it up.
Yeah.
I do remember watching. Roger Stone was talking about this, especially with the finances. He actually came out and started selling kind of like pet rocks. It had Roger, and it was a rock he painted on Roger Stone for support. It's like $10 a rock to help with the legal fees. He even said they are going to drag this out and run me dry to see if I crack and cave in. He said, when I'm done with this, I won't have $1 to my name. And you know what? He's about broke. They ran his millions into the ground in legal fees trying to prove that he's innocent. And now he's broke. They threatened to do the same thing with many other people that turned coat. Yep, absolutely. Look at Cohen. All right. Now, that dude was dirty from the get-go, but they found evidence on him about his tax evasion with his taxi company. That's why he turned. All right. He was all, yeah, man, we got this. When they came at him with that and offered 20 years for embezzling and tax evasion, then he turned and got 3 to 5. Yeah. No, that's straight up.
That's a witch hunt.
Grade school, jailhouse.
They're trying to get anybody that has ever been associated with the president in any way whatsoever and take them down one by one to try to get one of them to turn and lie. And he said he wasn't going to lie. They wanted him to lie, and he wouldn't lie.
It's all to attack T-Man. We know he's going to run again. And mark my word, old Hill Dog, she's going to slip in. She's going to pop in. And everybody's going to lose. I mean, look at the left lineup right now. They're dropping like flies. Okay. Oh, Beto. Francis. Sorry, that's your name, Francis. Yeah, you're an Irish boy. You're trying to play this part of, all hood, ghetto. No, you're whiter than me. All right. Now, and that's another thing too. He was talking about his DUI. Then they also had more records of his breaking and entering and stuff like that. That I think that had something to play on that, because he wasn't really honest on that. He just was vague about it. I think that did hurt him in that race, but I never thought he was going to make anything of it anyway. But yeah, I won't be surprised if old Hill Dog doesn't slip in and run right at the last minute. I really thought that you had to announce early if you're going to run.
Well, there's a cutoff date. Yes, and there's a cutoff date to register. Yes, there is.
Yeah, I don't know when it is. I thought it already passed, but apparently not, because they just had another one join in, or talking about joining in.
Sometime in January, don't they?
It might be
till January to jump in, or it's got to be a certain point before the primary elections.
Yep, it might be, but we already know the voter fraud in the country. I mean, that's why they did the influx with the border incident, where California is allowing for illegal immigrants to vote.
Yep.
No, that's our constitutional right to be an American citizen.
That's right.
Now, when you are an American citizen after filing for your citizenship, things like that, then you get the spoils of the country. Okay, then you have the right to vote, things like that. I personally have lost my right to vote right now. I'm still waiting for my thing. Florida passed it. They said I could, and then it's hung up in Tallahassee. January, we convicted felons, ex-felons that have done their due to society, were voted in that we could have our voting rights back. That was back in January. Tallahassee put a stop to it. Yeah.
Well, see, I thought it was only, hey, Angela Harris.
As long as you were
I guess Snafu did a love bomb for me to send people over. I thought there was somebody coming over trying to get people to go to Snafu. So I apologize. I misunderstood. So welcome. But anyway, I thought it had to be a violent crime before you lost your voting right.
Felony. A felony record, you lose your voting rights in the United States of America.
I didn't know that.
With Florida, they have instated that we can get our voting rights back. Well, that's what was voted on and was passed to be brought into law. As long as you weren't a violent offender, like a murderer, things like that, a rapist, sexual predator, you don't get those rights back. All right, you have to file for a long time to get those rights back, if they even give it to you. But we actually, as a people, voted it in. All right, and that means people that weren't criminals, past ex-criminals, were voted in to get that right back, to have a voice anymore. I mean, we screwed up. Okay, we knew we lost that, but that means we can never have another voice because we screwed up. I know people that's gotten a felony record for something completely stupid. Now they've lost all their rights because the way the laws are set up. It's designed to take away the American people's voice. If you take it all away and only select few get to have them, they run the country entirely, in which we know they run the country anyway. But there's less opposition when you make it. And look how quick and easy it is when you get in trouble that your charges go felony every time. That's very rarely just going to get a little misdemeanor. Most of the time, like Florida, one act can get you 2 felonies. Mine did. One act got me 2 felonies. So yeah, I mean, it's just the way it is. And it sucks.
Hang on one second. Thank you, Lexi, for clearing that up. I thought people were coming and giving an invitation for people to leave and go over to Snafu. I didn't know he was going to do that. So everybody that came from French Falls to Snafu to here, thank you so much. I love you and appreciate it. There was just a misunderstanding. So I thought y'all were trying to come and give invitations for people to leave here. And I knew I wouldn't do that to Snafu. So thank you for being here. And I apologize for the misunderstanding. It won't be the first time. Let me tell you, my brain don't work right sometimes.
I saw your comment there.
Anyway.
Mine never does. Jay Stone said, "Me, I voted for you, CFP, and Pops." Yeah, there was when you done your time, and it wasn't a sexual nature, nothing like that. You just screwed up, and you've done your time. You paid your fees. You are walking a straight line now. You should have the right to get your. You should be able to apply and get your voting rights back. And Jay Stone, I do appreciate that. I was very surprised that Florida pulled together like they did to reinstate that. And again, it got held up. They just like, no. You can't give the people what they want.
I know in my state, by the way, I'm here because of Adam. Lloyd Baker, welcome, honey. I sure appreciate that. Yeah, we're all either most of us are Fugal fans, Central Florida Prepper fan. He had people before he found Marfugal, and then Alaska Prepper, he had a channel before Marfugal. So we're all intertwined one way or another and all love each other. So welcome. I appreciate it.
We won't.
But they had low-income housing in the state of West Virginia. If you had a felony of any kind whatsoever, you could not even apply for not even just the Section 8, but just regular low-income housing facilities. They have now changed that if your felony is 7 years old, they will accept and not consider your felony, and you can have housing. It was putting a lot of people in homeless shelters and on the streets. You know?
Yeah, and some of the things I did see Kathy B said in the state of Indiana, felons are able to vote. I really can't remember how it worked, but they are able to apply for a BMV in Indiana. So I guess each state is different. I do know in the state of Florida, when you lose your certain rights, it takes 7 years to even apply to get, and one is voting and one is firearms. Okay. And the first 7 years, you're not going to get it. I haven't seen very few, and I mean I can count on hand that were approved for clemency on those accounts. They got their voting rights and also firearm rights back within the first 7 years. All right, so then you have to wait another 7 years to file again. That's 14 years. All right, so you made a bad decision. Now you cannot vote even though you're walking a clean life, making sure you're not breaking the laws, doing everything right, paying your taxes. Oh yeah, you still got to pay taxes. But they're trying to bring down the voting age down to 16. You know, the kids that are eating Tide Pods, they're going to be voting. The kids that jump out of the car,
they want to let them vote at 16 so they can put them in the military at 16.
They want them to vote on 16 because the Democrats are more appealing at the age of 16. They want to give voting rights to the people.
Said they took his guns, but he gets them back next month. What state are you in, Wondering Fugal?
Was that a red flag call on the they took your guns and you get them back?
I think it must have been felony because he wanted to know what your act was. In some states, even misdemeanors cannot vote while incarcerated. No, if you're incarcerated, you don't get to vote at all.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one bit. If you're incarcerated, you don't.
Well, they say when you're incarcerated, you lose
Incarcerated,
all
your rights are
rights to
taken away.
everything.
That's
You know what I think? I'll tell you what's awful. Somebody incarcerated have a parent die. Well, you know, I can understand if they want to take while you're incarcerated, you don't have any rights at all. But my God, it's more than a right if your parent dies not to let you leave and go to a parent's funeral or grandparent's funeral. I mean, if it's immediate family, parents, grandparents, sibling, you know, they should let, I mean,
well,
unless somebody, you know, has to be chain guarded. I mean, unless it's a violent, but like drug crimes and not, you know, the non-violent crimes. For God's sake, let somebody go to the funeral. We got a YouTuber said he didn't get to go to his dad's funeral because he was incarcerated. You know, it's not a channel. It's my favorite, but that's horrible.
well, I definitely see your point on that, WB. I do, and I am not an activist for Florida's criminal justice system incarceration program, but I do want to look at this objectively. Okay, when I was incarcerated for 3.5, well, 42 months, that's 3.5 years. I looked at it at months when I was locked up and counted days. Um, I saw we probably had that one. I was in Santa Rosa for a good while, and that's a rough prison. Trust me. Um, when I was there, I probably saw 40 people whose parents or loved ones had died, and they asked to go to the funerals and stuff. And actually, we did have a chaplain come in, and he explained something. He said, "Okay, look at this prison cell here. We've got so many people here. Look at the prison cells all the way across the state. Now, to finance and pay for security detail to take each one of these individuals out every time a close family member died, transport them and everything else at the taxpayer's expense, they would go bankrupt. That amount of work. So that's why they look at it as money in. It's not really security in. They're not trying to be mean. And I am not an activist. I do not like these people. They're the ones that, I mean, there's some dirty people in there. Trust me. There's some good ones, but there's some really dirty ones too. But yeah, it was a money thing. I mean, it just costs a loan for the taxpayers. And I understand it's a moral thing. Okay, you want to give somebody the opportunity to say goodbye to the loved ones. But you know what? What I always saw, they take you, they put you in suicide watch. They put me in suicide watch because my son was having open heart surgery. He didn't die. He was 5 at the time, right before his 5th birthday. He had to have surgery, and I was incarcerated. They snatched me up, put me in there so I wouldn't do anything stupid. You know, I was only in there for 3 days. You know, so I know about the what we call the cold booty room. You're in a turtle suit, butt naked, and you can't move your arms or anything, and there's no blankets or anything like that. So that puts me back on the EpiPen guy.
Oh my God.
He's still around. They don't.
Oh yeah.
They don't put weapons in there. So no, even the camera feed goes out that particular time. All the guards were asleep.
No.
They don't put a high profile guy in there like that.
No.
But
we all knew nothing would happen to him anyway.
Yeah, they've got him tucked away somewhere. I mean,
but there are people stupid enough to think that he is dead. Oh, I shouldn't say stupid. Let me take that back. I apologize. I didn't mean to say that at all. That was just the ugliest statement come out of my mouth today. Lord, I will have to smoke. There are people that don't understand the reality of the way our world works and truly does believe he's dead.
Yeah.
They just don't understand. And they think that those of us that think that are crazy. They don't understand how that money bunch, the elites, really work. That man wasn't ever going to do no time. And then they put that picture out. That was not him.
No.
Was not him. Didn't look anything like him.
I have not seen a funeral procession for him yet. So, same thing. We supposedly orchestrated the 9/1 September event. Let's put it that way. Yeah, a Muslim burial at sea. Let me scratch my head on that.
That did not happen. No.
So, since when is that a thing in that community?
Well, it's not. They said that it was to not give them what they wanted. in doing by the religion, but still they buried him at sea. No, they didn't.
Kind of funny how SEAL Team 6 went down shortly after in the helicopter. An RPG out of nowhere takes it down. All the large, not all of them, but the large majority of them that took out that individual on that raid. Coincidence? We could definitely go on the tinfoil hat thing on that, but no, I don't believe in coincidences.
No.
Kathy B, I did see. I don't know. 16-year-olds should not be. The other thing that brings into my attention, one thing, not all, most, 16
They're
years
just
old,
voting what their parents tell them at 16.
and whatever social media and what's trendy. When you see kids jump out of a car and do the little dance thing while the car's moving, I don't trust you to help make laws into stuff to run the country. When you're eating Tide Pod, I believe there should be a certain age of maturity. Okay. Now, when people saw my photo with the Air Force, like, well, you're a baby. Well, I was raised a certain way. I matured a lot faster. I thought differently by the time I was 18. Okay. I worked a hard job. I was welding at the time. But my mentality was completely different than most people at my age. I'm fixing to turn 41. That was also 18.
Like JT.
Did a lot of stupid stuff, but where I grew up at, the ruleness of it, we grew up very fast. So, yeah, just throwing it out. I mean, have you seen some of the YouTube videos on 16-year-olds? No.
Listen, I question whether a 16-year-old should have their driver's license.
Some of them, I mean, yeah.
Much less put them babies to war. My God, you talk about, they called it shell shock. Now it's PTSD. You talk about screwing a kid up, put them into battle of some kind or in special ops or through that training where they, brainwash them. Maybe it's what they want. Somebody younger, it's easier to brainwash. That is, let me tell you, that is not treating a 16-year-old as even a human to try to put them through some kind of mess like that. No.
Well, the reason why the opening up for 18, all right, you're young, you're able to do a lot of things, you're easily manipulated. And I'm not talking about the military. I love the military.
Oh, I do too.
Looking at this objectively, when you have a 16-year-old, or 18-year-old, I'm sorry, all right, they're full of testosterone, they're ready to go, doesn't matter what, you tell them the right thing, that, yeah, we're doing this 100%, yeah, you mess with us, we take you out. All right, so they're easily molded. They can be molded. What they're trying to do is make career soldiers. Somebody that's going to stay for 20 years, somebody on their path. I wish I could say the military is not bound as far as politically aligned, but they are. There's some individuals that let their political views roll into certain things. I've seen that myself. So I do understand the age of 18 to enlist. I have no problem with that.
But they can't drink till they're 21. They can
Unless
take up a gun and fight
yeah,
in the country, but they can't drink till they're 21.
Yeah, in the States, yes. And that's mainly because of the Bible Belt scenario about the 18-year-old for drinking. I mean, 21-year-old to drink. But unless you get shipped to Germany, then you can drink. But anyway,
yeah,
we'll go there. But yeah, CFP, my daughter's 15. And no, my daughter will not have her license at 16. She's all about boys and basketballs. I want her to watch the news. She says yuck and walks away. Well,
I had my driver's license at 16, but I was like born an old soul. I was born 30. My kids had their driver's license at 16, but they had rules, man.
I had mine at 16. I have no traffic violations or accidents on my record. No, not even a speeding ticket. But I was raised a certain way. Now, with today's society, I do understand things change, especially influences. I don't have a problem with if a 16-year-old, of course, at 15, get your learner's permit.
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem with them implementing some type of psychiatric evaluation for a young teenager to get driver's license. Make sure they're competent enough. All right. Make sure that they're not on their phone enough. What's more important? Flashcard, whatever. What did they grab for? The phone? No. Okay. You know what? Screw that. You're not driving. But, and then that also brings back in the government on your freedoms. Okay. We don't have a right to drive, but we have the freedom to drive at 16. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. I want to say they need to do psychiatric things like that, but see, I don't like psychiatric stuff. I don't like the government involved with our freedoms and rights. So then I'm kind of like stuck in the middle. Can I really support that? Even though it sounded good, but can I really support that? I mean, me
Let me
personally,
tell you,
I
they're
don't like.
taking them all the time.
Yeah.
More and more, and we sit back and let them. They started with the smoking rights and then the drinking. Going to tax all of the soda pops and alcohols to pay for everything else in the world. That's all that's doing is that punishing anybody that does whatever, whomever decides they don't want them to do.
I am awake. Franklin, 16 is a minimum age for learners. Have to do 100 to 200 hours here in Australia. Now, that's actually a good idea. That is a good plan. And then you don't have to get into the psych tests and all that stuff. They actually are learning more about it. I like that idea, even though that's an Australian thing. But some things could be implemented here without really infringing on anybody's rights or privileges. So that might be an avenue.
Well, in West Virginia, it's 15, and I believe it's 200 driving hours with a licensed above 18-year-old licensed driver in order to sit for the driving test. You have to pass the written and then the driving.
See, when I was 15 and got my learner's permit, we didn't have an hour thing on it there in North Carolina. But I was driving on gravel roads, back roads, stuff like that beforehand, so
Yeah.
drive beforehand.
Yeah, we were all driving at 12, 13 as soon as we could reach the pedal.
Take it out back in the 40s. And here you go, boy. Here's the field.
That's right.
But I didn't, I didn't have those hour things. Now, I did have to take a driver's ed class, which I had to log in hours and stuff while I was in driver's ed before I got my.
See, that counted. But see, driver's ed's not mandatory here. If you do take driver's ed, parents get a discount on the insurance on their vehicles, but it's not a mandatory class.
Well, I have a question. If you failed driver's ed, do you still get a trophy?
Oh, wait,
that's today's society. I'm sorry.
Participation award.
Participation award. They don't even give a trophy anymore, just a little ribbon. Hold on,
they started that crap when my boys were in T-ball.
Yeah.
And we kept score. And we told our teams what the scores were. And they said, no. We told them, no, that's not the way the world works. And somebody heard us one time and said, that's wrong. You're going to make, these kids over here feel bad about themselves. And I said, no, let the coach get out and teach those kids how to play ball and tell them it's win or lose in this world.
Well, that develops a confidence and also competitivism. Competitivism. Sorry, guys. I have problems with certain words.
I got you up here late, though.
Yeah,
it's past your bedtime.
It's all her fault, every single bit of it. And now y'all stuck with me for a while. Yeah. Quick, don't touch me. I would yell, Mom, but it's late here, and I don't want to wake up the neighbors.
Hey, don't wake up your wife.
She'll come out here and kick our asses. But anyway, yeah, the whole trophy thing. I mean, when I played sports as a kid, if my team lost, we didn't get a trophy. All right. My dad still took me out for ice cream or whatever because he was spending time with me. It wasn't a reward for losing. It's like, well, boy, you need to work on this. You fumbled the ball there. You did this. You missed that catch, whatever. He talked to me about it. He didn't scold me.
You lost, but we still love you.
Yeah. They didn't sit there. Oh, it's okay. At least you tried. Yes, that is important. It is. Don't take that wrong. It is important to tell your kids, at least you tried. But you also still want to instill with them, you want to try harder next time. It doesn't mean if you don't get this, I'm going to beat you with a stick. No. You want to instill that if I try harder at something, I'm going to get good at it. Or, you know what, I'm just not good at this. I better quit this and I better find something else. There's some things I'm not good at. Okay, one, speaking. But
you do just fine.
So I learn what I'm good at, what I'm naturally good at, and where I can improve on. If I don't have that limit of competitiveness, that word, I'm just going to go through life and go, well, it's okay because I tried. Imagine being a structural welder and your welds start busting or they're leaking because, well, at least you tried. You're fired. Okay? You're fired. Well, darn it, I tried. I mean, I should get a gold star or something. We actually had We actually had one of those guys in our welding, the last place I worked at. He was trying when he wasn't on his phone. I said, dude, put your phone away. Well, I got to check something. And I saw what he was doing. He was sitting there playing on Facebook. Dude, turn that off. You need to get back to work. I mean, you're making good money here. You need to pay attention. Well, I need to talk to dude, don't talk to me that way. What, you 19 years old? Just stomp your.
Yep.
But anyway.
Did you see what Ryder Dust said? He used to teach teens how to drive on the street and on a skills course. He should have gotten combat pay.
Get that. That's
No
awesome.
doubt.
That is awesome.
Let me tell you, I was afraid when my boys, one turned 15 in September and the other one turned 15 in September. Let me tell you what. I took them out at midnight when there was no traffic, when every time we'd get a big old snow. And I taught my boys to drive in the snow while they had their learner's permit. So when they turned 16, they didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I need to step out just for a minute.
Go right on. Me and old Central Florida Prepper can get spicy about all kinds of topics. And y'all are welcome to disagree with us. Don't mean you have to get mad or leave or whatever. I know it's 1:10 in the morning, but it's Friday night. So I'm tired. I feel like I've been YouTubing all day. I don't know if he's wrong or right, but my husband always told my boys when they were little, because it seemed like they reached a point that they became complacent, and second place would be okay, or third place as long as they got, medal, trophy or something. And he told them one day, he said, nobody ever remembers who gets second place. They only remember the winner. Boy, that hit something in my boys' souls. I'm telling you, when it come to wrestling, baseball, football, whew, they were on top of it. They couldn't stand not to win. But they weren't so competitive that, they had friends on other teams, I'll tell you, Susie Q, they get taught so much crazy stuff in public schools. Now, my granddaughter's in private school, and they're trying to decide if they want my grandbaby to be in private school or me homeschooling. I think for the social skills, while he's still little, private school's good. Rebel's asking you a question.
I saw we'll be right back after a brief coffee break. Stay tuned.
Was that just making a comment? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. No, I did not fill up my coffee cup. I already know I'm going to be wired. Usually I can drink a cup of coffee, go back to sleep, but after 8 cups of coffee, no.
Yeah, you have to, bitch. You have to learn how to drive in this snow. It makes me smell. I can't see straight. Shoot, we've got people can't drive on dry roads. Let me tell you, all 3% report. Honey, I have been wanting to call you, text you. I knew your work schedule changed. Didn't know what a good time. It is so good to see you. I have not been able to talk to you in a long time. Give me a call when you get a chance. I don't know what your schedule is. Mine's more flexible, so you give me a call. But I forgot what I was going to say now. What was I going to say? Where'd I go with that? Oh, I learned to drive on the Beltway around Washington, D.C. My mom put me behind that wheel, had me on that Beltway, and she said, you better speed up. You're going to get us all killed. Had to merge, on all those lanes. Let me tell you what, you drive or die on that sucker. And so that's how I learned how to drive. Nobody around here, nobody can drive anywhere. And I'm sorry, but North Carolina was the worst state I've ever lived in, drive through. You get a little bit of rain and be wrecks all over the place over a drop of rain. And then when we did get, it was mostly ice down there. A little bit of snow, a whole lot of ice, or even a little bit of ice. Lord have mercy. Rex, you couldn't even go out on the street.
Yeah, when I was growing up there in North Carolina, we get sleet first, and it get all over the roads, then we get snow, and then we get sleet again. So it was a hard pack snow. So people trying to drive. I remember riding down the road, like 17, something like that, and people with their I got a 4-wheel drive, take off, pass me, quarter mile there in the ditch. Doesn't matter if you got four-wheel drive. If you ain't got chains on it, you got four wheels spinning when you hit that ice. There is no traction.
That's
So
right.
yeah, I see them all the time. I
You
stop.
can't do nothing with ice.
Hey man,
That's awesome.
arrow
Awesome.
out here? Well, I drive slow. I don't drive like an idiot. Trying
Yeah.
to do 40
I
and
tell everybody, they'll go, "You're going out. Oh my God. Look how much snow. What does the main roads look like?" I said, "I am not at all afraid." Now, nobody took me out and taught me. If my parents knew what I did in a brand new 1977 Ford LTD in the snow, I backed it down a mountain one time because I didn't know how to get a good enough run. Let me tell you what, I had to back down that sucker 3 or 4 times before I finally learned to get my start to get up that mountain. I taught myself how, so I didn't want my boys going through that. I taught them how. But Casual Preparedness said he managed 5 Walmart supercenters in 2 states with 3,600 associates, and he knew he could either rule with fear or respect, and he decided to rule with respect, and those people move mountains with freight.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you do. You have people respect you. Yeah, I don't like the fear factor. Well, the fear factor, people try to, I hate that mess. Or when they threaten you with, well, if you don't do this, that, or the next thing, you're going to lose your job. You should have confidence that you're not going to lose your job unless you majorly screw up, or just don't do your job or commit an ethical offense or something.
Yeah, I get that. As a welder with my trade, I try to respect a lot of people, but when they cross the line, it's just a trade, okay? When you got dangerous situation going on, my phone was never on me. All right, if it was on me, it was in my back pocket, which actually broke when I fell. That's why I had to get a new phone. Then I dropped it 2 days later and cracked it. But anyway, when you're doing that type of work and your coworker, you're dependent on to also watch out for himself and you at times, because you got to watch out for yourself, but you can't see what's going on behind you half the time. When you're welding, you can't see what else is going on. So
yeah,
you got a spotter with
you. Like having a football helmet on.
Yeah, when you got people swinging steel around you, you have to have somebody watching, because that crane operator is not watching out for you. He's watching that load. That's it. He's not watching what else is going on.
Yeah.
But now when your spotter's sitting there with his cell phone, I get mad. After you've already talked to them about it and they still, whatever, man, I've got it. No, whatever, man, me. I'm trying to teach you something. I don't care. I'm not going to do this forever. I should be a supervisor. Excuse me? You should be a supervisor.
Oh, Lord, you can't even spot, much less supervise.
I've been doing this stuff for a long time. I've held supervisor positions. I do not like it because I'm responsible for everybody else. All right, it's a stress I did not want. And usually because they hired some of the dumbest people to work with. And then when it gets messed up, it's on me. Well, why weren't you watching them? Well, here's the thing. I went to them. All right, this is how you do it. Actually, hold your hand. This is how you do it. Got it, man. Got it. And I stand there and watch. They got it. As soon as I turn my back, they do something else. I come up, hey, man, what's going on? Well, man, I started thinking that why did you start thinking? This is already planned out. This is the procedure. Do it that way. Okay, man, I got it. Messed up again. So, yeah, that always got me. But when this little kid's sitting there telling me he should be a supervisor because he went to welding school, I'm like, dude, I went to welding school over 20 years ago. That just teaches you how to weld. The beginnings, the principle, the 101 of it. It does not, the job is on hands training, okay?
Yeah.
No squat. Well, I shouldn't be doing this. I mean, I don't want to be a welder all my life. Then why are you here? Okay. Yeah. You're going to learn a little bit.
Great job. My God, gets paid good. I had a trucking company, had 8 trucks. 6 I had leased on to Aldi Foods, and 2 of them I had under my own authority. And if something, went wrong, I had good drivers. I babied my drivers. I gave them home-cooked meals and a warm bed to sleep in. Had a big old house in North Carolina, extra bedrooms. So the ones that worked from out of state, they could get in a regular bed and not just have to sleep in their trucks. So I treated them good, but they'd, make a mistake or something. And they'd say, well, I got to thinking. And I'd say, well, here's your first problem. I don't pay you to think. I pay you to drive that truck safely.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about this time, and we're one big happy family. But if I have to come to you over the same problem next time, I'm going to come to you as your boss.
Yeah.
If I come to you as your boss ever, you're out the door. Do you know I only had to fire 2 people? And one of them decided he lost his mind going to attack me. And I had to fire him. And then the other guy was just, I mean, he got off of the main highway with a tractor trailer, decided he was going to take a shortcut. And when he saw an overpass, he knew good and well he couldn't get that truck and that trailer through that underpass on a side road, and wedged my daggone truck and an Aldi trailer in a small side road underpass. Lord have mercy. I'm going to tell you what's the truth. I was ready to, well, hey, Trinity, how are you, honey? I was ready to beat that boy to death. Now, I didn't have to fire him. He just never came back.
Tell you what, I drove a truck for Tri-State for about 9 months. Me and my dad were team drivers on it. Straight trucks. We're driving for Tri-State out of Toledo, Ohio. And I found it real quick. Pennsylvania, when you're going down those back roads, they got those dome-shaped roads that go underneath those dome-shaped tunnels, bridges. Yeah. You better watch your box because you're going to hit the side of that sucker every time. But yeah, the dangers of welding. Here's my old weld shield. Okay, you see that indentation there on the top?
Oh, yeah. It's not supposed to be there.
No, I was welding, and part of our silos have a set of jaws that open and close, okay, for the asphalt material to go through when you manufacture these things. Right. I was in there welding, and I had just lifted my shield, and I heard wham, and the top of my shield got smashed and ripped off my head. This right here, if I'd have been about 6 inches higher, that would have been my head.
Yeah, it would have.
And that's because somebody was goofing around and didn't check to see if there was a man in the hole and hit the hydraulic switch to test out the jaws. And I was in there.
Oh, so my gosh.
I got hurt. So, yeah, that could have been.
Pennsylvania prepper, how there?
That could have been my head in there. So, if the top of my head's pretty close, so just a little bit more.
Yeah. Oh, my word.
I would have been here. So yeah, I keep that old shield because that just reminds me how dangerous that was, and that's because somebody
welds. He doesn't do it as a living now, but he went to school and did all that stuff to learn how to weld. It's always nice to have a backup, you know.
Exactly, it really is. I've been able to get jobs just about anywhere. Well, every state I've ever lived at, I've always been able to get a welding job. Doesn't mean I'm the best. I mean, I'm decent. I'm pretty good at it. And that's no matter what. Everyone's always looking for a welder, so I can always go get a job. I'm getting older now.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if I could do instructors as a welder. I forget what site and what live stream I was on. I may have been on your live stream at one time on that. That just depends on it. If some schools, if you have a felony record, they're not going to bring you on as an instructor or a teacher. That's just the way it is. Now, if you own a private welding school thing, yeah, you could do that. But, you know, I'm not going to be welding the rest of my life. That's why I'm a YouTuber.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh, Lord. And thank you for shouting me out. I appreciate you got me over my 1,800 goal, so I appreciate that. And then I heard Homegrown shouting me out, and then Snafu sent a love mob over. So
absolutely. What's your you know what your count is right now?
I haven't checked it, but I can.
I got my phone over here. I'll pull it up. Oh, that's right. It won't give me a true count because YouTube changed that stuff. I can get close, but
what is wrong? My phone won't even turn nothing on. Oh, here we go. I was at 1794, I think, and now I'm 1811.
1811. Perfect. It won't be long before you hit that 2,000 mark.
That's my next goal. Well, I guess I'll get to 900 and then I'll worry about 2,000. But I'm going to be as excited about 2,000 I was my 1,000. I want all of us to get at least past 5,000.
Yeah.
Then I think, you know, we're
and then
pretty safe, good to go. No, we can't retire. Not from what I'm hearing from everybody, but
no,
you know, at least we're pretty safe. We're going to make it and still be here.
After 5,000, you know, I'm done. 5,000 max. No, you know, I get excited when I pull up my analytics and I see, you know, I average about 5 to 10 new subscribers a day. I'm excited about that.
Good.
It took me about a month to get 10 subscribers when I first started, and my wife was one of them. So yeah, I just try harder each time. Sometimes they're not good videos. I do my best. But for the most part, you just got to kind of find out what people want to watch, and then
Yeah.
you develop relationships with people. I mean, you talk to everybody here as if they're really here.
Yeah.
You try not to be disrespectful. You talk to people.
Yeah.
If they like you, they like you. If they don't, they'll tell you. Uh, but
We've talked about, the mods and I have talked about, it's amazing how you can just look at a screen name pop through even the first time that you ever see it, and you just feel automatically attracted to that screen name. It's kind of like you just have a feeling for what that person's going to be like. It's amazing that, you can get excited. There's Cheesehead Cowboy. I just love Cheesehead. Before I ever talked to him on the phone or, anything. And glad you're here, 11 Pagan 11. Angela, Angel, it's good to see you too, honey. But it's amazing how you can get attached to a name on a screen.
Yeah, funny about the
Times
name.
have changed.
When I first started, I didn't have many subscribers. I was under 500 at the time. And like I talked about before, I watched Dee and Nick Nimmin. They're brothers that are on YouTube. They each have their own channel, but they do collaboration videos too. It's to teach creators how to be a better YouTube creator. And they were doing I think it was a Saturday roast. It's one of the few things, I don't even know if they even do them anymore. But I sent in my request, hey guys, I wouldn't mind you roasting me, because it's funny. I like watching them.
Yeah.
So they did. They pulled it up, and the first thing, I've talked to him in the past before and stuff, and it's a Central Florida prepper, and I believe it was D looked at me at the screen. He goes, "I'll tell you right now, I don't want any advice from anybody from Florida."
Oh my God.
It was a roast.
Oh,
it was
it's
really good.
hilarious. Yeah.
And, yeah, they tore me. They didn't really too bad. Actually, was pretty good. But yeah, I had a lot of fun in that. I was still a real small channel, which I still am, a young channel. But yeah, getting involved with communities and stuff like that's always been fun for me. It's just one of those things. I try to be serious about certain things, but I joke around and stuff like that. It's not the end of the world yet, but till then, have a little bit of fun.
Right. 3%er, let me tell you what happened to me for 2 weeks. The end of last month. I'd go up 10, down 10, up 10, down 10, up 10 every other day. Up 10, down 10. So you can't watch it that close. I try not to pull it up. If I see that I'm getting closer to the next number, I start watching it a little bit. But when you're in between,
consideration on that one. Remember when all that stuff was going on? Okay, people create new accounts, stock accounts. They go ahead and subscribe to your channel, so they, thanks for the subscription. Then they talk trash, and then you kick them off, whatever, because it's a stock account. Then when they delete their account, it affects your analytics. Okay,
so I figured it was probably 10 trolls.
That does affect your YouTube analytics and because YouTube sees the analytics. Well, why is everyone unsubbing? So we really shouldn't promote this video because everybody's unsubbing, and that is a real thing. So yeah. They plan things out all the time, and you start seeing 10 up, 10 down all the time. Odds are,
I figured it was probably trolls. That's what I figured.
They log in, unsubscribe. It messes up your analytics.
Yeah. Well, I've done okay after I got over that little bitty hump. Then it took me less time to get from 700 to 800 than it did from 1700 to 1600 than it did from 1600 to 1700. So it's ramping up. So I get so excited. It's because I want to see the new names and what's a sock account. A sock account's a troll account. Like you've got your account, Grand Harper, and you go develop a new. Let me tell you how to be a troll. Troll 101. You open up a different email address, and then under that new email address, you open up a new YouTube account. So you've got 2 accounts under 2 addresses. And that's what the trolls do. And some people call it troll account, some people call it a sock account. And then, of course, we have people that have backup channels. Those are legitimate. They announce their backup channels, but in case something happens to the one. But if something happens to one, you don't. Let's see. I just like how I get unsubscribed without. Yeah, and YouTube people, I get unsubscribed to channels, or the notifications get turned off. I didn't do it.
Yep. I try to keep track of who I got a lot of subscriptions that I'm subscribed to people, especially when I see people subscribe to me. And then
I thank you. I'm sorry, Central Florida Prepper. I didn't know you were doing a shout out. I thought they were coming over trying to get people to leave my live to come to your live. Didn't know you was going live. And then they said, no, they sent a love mob over. So thank you. I appreciate that, Snafu. What's a backup channel? When you open, like Marv has his Marfugal TV and Marfugal News. His main channel is Marfugal News, but he does all of his lives on Marfugal TV. But TV was his backup channel to Marfugal News. So he's already over 100,000 on Marfugal News, and he's 97,000 on Marfugal TV. So anyway, go ahead. We never did finish what we were saying about what we think's going to happen to Roger.
Oh, I honestly think he's going to do jail time. If they, even though it's completely wrong, even if he gets pardoned, I don't think they're going to do a pardon because it's just going to be a huge fight. I don't know how much time he's going to get because it's complete horse crap. It really is. It's charges on a fake investigation to begin with, so he'll probably do 3 to 5 years. It's not right. I guarantee it. I mean,
Isn't his wife sick or something?
What's that?
And his wife sick or in a wheelchair and there's something.
His wife's not in a wheelchair. Actually, I saw him and her walking down the road on film right after the conviction. So yeah,
maybe she's just sick.
She might be sick, but yeah, she's not in a wheelchair.
Hey King, how are you? They got a bus with his name all over it. Yeah, let me tell you what, that's a mess. Ain't no sense. The whole stupid thing was just a whole setup mess just to go after the president, period. Nothing came of it. They proved nothing out of it. Mm-hmm. And now because, they think, oh, well, if you're going to back the president, not lie for us. Because he said he was asked to lie. And that he was not going to lie. And the minute he went on Fox News and said that's one of the last times I really watched Fox News. I just was lucky to catch that and know what's going on, with this part of it. But they're going to make them all pay that wouldn't lie, not the ones that they think lied that wouldn't lie.
Yeah. It's the ones that wouldn't lie is the one, as long as you didn't go with their narrative on it, they're the ones they're going after, even though, that's still the same thing. It was a trumped up investigation from the get-go. So how can you charge somebody of a crime on a trumped up thing because they lied to Congress about a BS investigation from the get-go? Well, it's because they lied to Congress. Well, it shouldn't have ever happened to begin with. So these charges should have got thrown out anyway.
Well, look how they're running this stuff they got going now. They locked the Republicans out.
Yeah.
In the beginning, and now they come out and said today they're not giving us our time, not letting us, ask a question.
They're not having access to the whistleblower. They're not having access to the hidden witnesses, and those are held behind closed doors, so they don't have the opportunity to question in front of the American people. Nothing. It's a complete pony show, and I don't see how they legally can do this. Well, it's because of information that is very sensitive and stuff like that. We don't want anything to get leaked out. No, it's not. All right, you're prepping your witnesses, and and that's what's coming out from behind closed doors that no one gets to see is whatever you say it is.
Right.
No one can verify that you are telling the truth or lying. And let's face it, Shifty shipped. You're Shifty.
Yeah, absolutely. Him and Chuck Schumer. Good grief. I'm going to tell you one thing. If the prepper community didn't do anything else in the world, we need to get on a campaign that everybody that's in Washington that holds any kind of blasted elected office, they all need term limits.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely all need term limits. I've seen the comment, kangaroo court. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a kangaroo court. I've
Snappy
seen
snaps, I
enough of
agree.
those. Yep. It's ridiculous. Hey, Nicole, how are you? Thank you for coming. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And, you know, you've got these liberal professors in the universities and colleges brainwashing the kids of all of their liberal ideas. And these kids honestly think they deserve everything for free. How in the world do they think it's going to be paid for? And then old Bernie says how much his free healthcare idea is going to cost. Well, who does he think's going to pay for that?
Oh, the 1% rich billionaires.
Shit.
You
No,
know,
that ain't going to happen.
no,
No.
it's not right. Even if it was to happen, it's still not even right.
Well, here's the problem. All the baby boomers are retiring. Well, see, I was born in 1960. Am I the last year of the baby boomers, or is it 59 the last year of the baby boomers? Well, I'm 59. Let me tell you, they had all that money coming in from the baby boomers working. The baby boomers are gone, dead and retiring. They're they've taught everybody they don't have to work. Live in mommy's basement and play video games all day.
Yeah.
You know, some people that works out for, they can make a career out of it, but not everybody. It's just like me. I'm not going to have no big financial career on YouTube. I'm not looking for it to happen to me. You know, Lord, I don't know what in the world. I'm telling you what's the truth. If I had 3,000 people watching live, now I'm giving speeches in front of 2,000 people. So, I mean, that's not the problem. I can talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime. But could you imagine?
Yeah. You know, and it goes back, well, it doesn't really, this is another thing I'm going to tie in. Sorry, my brain is not working clearly right now. With this whole everything's free stuff, okay? Now, reading reports from the AWS, American Well Society, there's a huge thing about robots are going to take welders' jobs, all that stuff. The automated services in factories, yes. The type of work I do, no, because there's no robot design that can do what we do. So we got to crawl through little tiny holes and things like that, position well with mirrors. A robot can't do that. Not right now. We're probably another 60 years before that happens. But according to American Welding Society, the job loss on welders is like 200-some thousand less than usual as far as welders in the country. And the reason is today's society of the worker status. Most of your welders now are crippled up old dudes like me. We have been busted up. We're tired. We've already put over 20 years into the stuff. And the newer generation, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to talk bad about the newer generation, but I will admit this, their work ethic is completely different than my generation, the generation before. All right. So, and I've seen this in my trade.
It's different.
I've seen this in my trade. The only other welders that were younger than me by 10, 15 years that are in welding came back from Iraq, things like that. They are retired. Well, they're no longer in the service, Marine Corps. They're mechanics and stuff that came over there. They know about hard work, and now they're into the welding trade here. Yeah. But they're far and few. When I got snowflakes coming in, I'm a welder with your tailored jeans that look like your sister's blue jeans. No, you're not. Okay.
No, you're not. No, Rebel, I know you're not dead, honey. I said either dead or retired. You're still in the retirement stage. I know, honey. Now you're still spring chicken.
And I get where they're saying, well, I don't want to do that type of hard work. I should be doing computer stuff. And you know what? I get that. You make more money doing computer software design, things like that. I'm not going to hate on anybody that does that.
But did they go to school to do it? No.
Well, all right, let's just say that they do. They become computer software designs. All right. Let's say the whole generation or the large majority of the generation does that, who is left to build infrastructure? Who is left to build welding jobs? Who's left for that? The
There's not a
poor,
job in the world
the,
that's not necessary.
the poor people that can't go to college. All right. If everybody got to go to college for computer jobs, who's going to take care of everything else?
Who's going to stock the shelves at the grocery store? Who's
Well, they
going to
got
load
robots
the
for that.
tractor trailers?
Yeah.
You know, who's going to drive the tractor trailers? I mean, that is the heartbeat of America. People don't realize it. If all those drivers would park those blasted trucks, boom, set a time. I begged my drivers to participate and couldn't get enough of them. This was in 2000. They wanted to park the trucks, line them up on the side of the road, and shut the trucks down for 1 week to let the government and American people see where we would be without the tractor trailer industry to try to keep the fuel prices down. They're all afraid to do it.
Yep. Yeah. And, I see 3% there said, I worked in landscape and we had a guy come into work with pressed pants and dressed up for office job to get dirty. LOL. I have seen that. Now, when I know that there is not a welding test, when I actually talk to somebody on the phone about coming in to fill out my application resume, and I talked about resume in the past, but when they talk, I was on me and French Bible was doing a live that time. If I know there's no welding test, which usually there is, yeah, I dress up, nice, but not suit and tie. I'm wearing denim because that is a welder's clothes. And I go in there, they might be my nice denim, but that's what I'm wearing. I've seen guys come in with a suit, tie, and stuff, talking about getting a welding position. I'm looking, I'm like, all right, it's nice to look sharp, but you are not set up for it. You're not dressed for this job at all. Because when I saw those guys and I was a supervisor, I was a dick. You got your shield? No. You're applying for welding, right? Yeah. Well, you can borrow mine. I'm not ready for that. Then to kick rocks. I know I was a dick. I was a horrible person, but I've done that because it's the trade. You don't show up for that trade dress like you're going to go, seat people at the movie theater or whatever. Okay. You gotta
damn teachers probably told them when you go to interview, look nice.
Yeah.
And
look the part. Now, dip juice. Sorry.
You're having a time with that dip. You need to smoke. CFP.
I know, right?
Give that dip up, babe.
It's job 101. You look the part. Okay, when you go, and they taught us that in 6th grade. All right, back when I went to school, they taught you how to get a job. All right, they taught you how to balance your checkbook. And I just saw an advertisement the other day for board games and Monopoly and stuff like that. And the advertisement was, teach your kids how to use play money before your real money. I'm sorry, I'm not giving my real money to my kids. If they want money, when they get the appropriate age, they can get a job. Okay. I started when I was 13. Now, allowances. Yeah, allowances are a good idea. Some people don't believe in allowance, or you got a chore, you got to do your chores. But, I was raised at, when a certain age up until I got to work, I got paid like $5 a week to cut the grass, all that stuff. Just my dad was helping me, so I wouldn't go up to him and said, Dad, I kind of need money to go, rent a video game or buy a comic book. That way I had my own money. He was teaching me that.
Yeah.
Stretch a dollar. But when I see it, I'm like, what? Really? I'm not giving. And I see these commercials for these check cards. Oh, when my son needs help, I would just send him money on my account. I'm looking at the video. This kid looks like he's 23. All right, it's one thing to help your children out as a parent, or a relative, but when this kid ain't got a job and you're sending, and it even says allowance, and this kid looks like he's 23 years old, unless he has a disability, okay, if he's physically able to work and mentally able to work, he needs to be working. Okay, there are laws, child safety laws, all that good stuff. When they're at a certain age, okay. And I see, well, I'm going to school for this. I have to get a student loan. Trust me, I understand. Schools are expensive. I could not afford it. When I was a kid, I was able to get a Pell Grant for welding school. It was like $1,200 is what they gave us. And it paid for my welding school. All right. And I do understand school is expensive. But when I see the full-time student that is there, getting their grants, whatever, they're paying their way through college, but they're not working. They're having mom and daddy pay for it all the time while they're partying on Friday and Saturday, when you could be working a part-time job to help your parents, shame on you. Not the
Yeah.
parents. Well, I guess the parents were not getting cranking down on their asses about it. But
We made our boys work while they were in. Well, we didn't make them. We just told them, if you want extra stuff, you need to get you a job. They worked part time for ambulance companies. One was DMT and one was just a driver of an ambulance. But still they worked, so they had extra spending money and stuff because they didn't have any other expenses. And then if they needed tires or something, we'd help them with that kind of stuff. We didn't make them budget like they should have, but they still had to work.
yeah, and I don't want anybody thinking, well, he's hating on people that have it well off. No, I'm not doing that. If you're well off and you're able to take care of your family, that's really good. But people really need to instill into a child when they're young work ethics, and that's what growing up, chores, things like
Right.
that is work ethic.
Responsibility.
Yeah, they
Because there's
won't be.
responsibilities in more than just work.
Yeah, they want the same privilege as an adult has, but not the same responsibility. No, the responsibility comes in, then comes the privilege. That's how it works. But
That's
they want
right.
it all without the hardship of it. And believe me, as an adult, you do have hardships. It's
Well,
just the
it
way
teaches
it
them
is.
respect too. I saw a situation that the grandpa had plenty of money, and boys didn't keep up with a tool. They didn't worry about a tire. They didn't worry about nothing. They wanted to go spend all their money on anything in the world this month, and they knew they had that big old truck payment they needed to make. They didn't worry about it. They did what they wanted to do because Papa was going to take care of it. Let me tell you what. I told Papa, I said, "You're not going to live forever. What's these boys going to do when you're gone? They're not going to have to take care of anything." He started backing it off. Got to thinking about that. It was nice. Said, "Well, I just don't want them to struggle like I did." No, you don't want them to struggle, but you still teach them responsibility.
Yeah.
Pick those tools up off of the ground and put them up so when you need it the next time, you'll know where it's at. Don't just throw it away, let somebody walk off with it. Oh, Papa, I'll buy a new one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do know about the tools in the yard. My brother is 15 months younger than me, and that was the biggest thing. All right, I was always working on the cars with the old man, and I learned to respect my tools because when I needed them, they had to be there. My brother wasn't as much as growing up, so we'd walk outside. My dad's like, "Boy, is that my tools over there?" I look in. We had the little bass boat there, and there's tools about three. There's about 3 feet of water inside the boat. Well, maybe not. Maybe about a foot and a half of water inside the boat because it rained for months, and the boat plug was never took out. And this is a John boat, guys. It's nothing fancy. We paid $200 for it, and we had to
You
repair
can't
it
get
ourselves.
one for that now, buddy. Let me
Oh,
tell you.
this in here had a big hole in it. We had to repair ourselves. We just needed the
Okay.
frame. But I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yeah. And he's like, boy,
A
I thought
John
you
boat's
better
just
than
a
that.
flat fishing boat, y'all.
It wasn't me. I said, that was Steven. That was my Sure enough, we got to dig all that stuff out, and it's just he just never got. He didn't really care about it. But when he got older and started having to buy his own stuff, yeah, it's nicely cleaned up, put away nice. Yeah, completely different now. Now he's having to pay for the stuff himself. It's a completely new thing. I get people when I grew up. It's not because we were not rich. It's just a respect thing. You have to earn things. I had to go meet half of the cost of my first car. It was a 1978 Nova. We got it at a car auction for $500. I had to pay $250. My dad paid $250. So
And
to
I'd
get
like
my
to have a
first car.
Nova now.
Yeah, a little two-door. I loved it.
Yeah, my grandpa always had them.
But the rules were, if I got a car, I had to pay the insurance. I had to put the gas in. I had to do all the maintenance myself. Not take it to Jiffy Lube. I had to do all the maintenance myself. Well, luckily, growing up around stuff, I knew how to work on the basics of the car, and later I learned more of it. But that was the rule. If I wanted to drive a car, I had to pay my own insurance, which means I got to get a job, and I had to make sure everything.
Yeah.
I get, well, it's okay. I'm just trying to look out for my kid, and I get that. I'm not trashing people that want to provide for their children at all. I'm not doing that at all.
Right.
But you do need to make sure that they know to respect what they have. And I see that a lot. People like, well, mommy and daddy would just, that's not the right way you really want to be raising those youngins. But, if they see their parent doing the same thing. Yeah.
When we bought the truck I have now, And I was always on my husband at the time. Don't do this, don't do that. Well, the road to the family fishing camp was nearly a mile long, and everybody's vehicles had scratches all the way down it because it was just a little road on the side of the river and a mountain on the other side. And they just drive through that mess because they had a pickup truck. Well, I was an hour and a half late getting there one day. They said, "Where have you been?" I said, "I stopped all the way on this road. I broke every branch from the side. I got up in the bed of the truck, broke every branch that was going to scratch the top of the truck." And I said, "What in the world did you do that for?" And I said, "Because I don't want this truck looking like yours. Look at that mess." It was a black truck, and it just looked like a daggone cat had been in a fight on the side of it. My truck's now 10 years old. Nobody can believe my truck's 10 years old.
Yeah.
Just put a new motor in it a year ago. Gonna have to save money. It'll need a transmission eventually. But I said I would build a new truck around that body. The body's in great shape. The interior's in great shape. Nobody can believe that truck is 10 years old.
Yeah.
But you got to take care of stuff. I said, no, I'll band-aid that truck together. I'll put everything new on it. I'm going to take care of it. It's way cheaper than going and buying another blasted truck. I couldn't buy my truck now for less than almost $70,000. And I've probably got about that much with repairs and interest and paying for the stupid thing 10 years ago because it came loaded with everything. But, nobody, even when they work hard and pay for it, they don't want to take care of it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, when I got out being incarcerated, the first vehicle I could afford was a $400 Geo Prism 1996 model. It didn't run at all. Brakes didn't work. Nothing worked on this thing. So I spent a couple $100 on the parts and stuff I needed. I was actually at a coworker's house fixing it up in his yard. It had the green stuff all over from the oak trees and stuff down here and all that nasty pollen crap. I got it running, and guess what? I'm still driving it today. It's not the best, but I am
Really?
Instead of taking that money and going in debt for a pickup truck, which we are actually going to be buying a nice pickup truck. It won't be new. It's a used one, something I can work on. Yeah. That's going to Wyoming with us. This little Geo, it's not. But I just repaired it, did what it needed to be done. What was bad when I was hurt, the alternator went out, and my power booster on the behind the brake cylinder, and my brain is not working right now. Not the master cylinder.
Yeah.
Not the wheel cylinder. I already changed the wheel cylinders. The master cylinder went out. So trying to change that
one arm.
Surgery and a shoulder that was fixing going to surgery. That was a beast because it is low to the ground. It's a small car. But you know what? It works. It got me from point A to point B. I've had it since late 2016. Still runs. But it's just something to go to and from. I can fix it right now. It's not something that nice and luxury, but it gets me around. Okay, it works for me. It only cost me $400 to buy it. I probably spent a total of $700 on repairs and the cost of the car. And
you can't beat that.
No, that's why I was very glad my dad sat down with me, had me out there with him working on stuff. And I get a lot of people are not mechanically inclined. They don't understand the process.
Right.
I get that. But for most people, I've met a lot of dudes that don't even know how to change a tire. Like, just, oh, okay, never mind. I'm not going to say nothing bad about you, but really? Most of the time is I hit this answer.
Me and my grandson's mama changed a tire about a month ago. We didn't call nobody.
Well, yeah, I mean, my wife knows how to change a tire. I don't let her change the tire. I do it, but she knows how. That way, if something happens, she's able to change the tire in an emergency.
I'll tell you, part of my prepping, I don't know, I decided probably, 6-7 years ago, I didn't need to be in any debt.
Yeah.
I didn't want no debt at all. And let me tell you what, this past 10 months, if I had any debt, I'd have been in a pickle. I wasn't planning on, my health being a mess and,
Yep. I mean, that car there, I was working for a trailer company in DeLand, Florida, making now trailers and pull behind trailers. There's some are tilt trailers, some are enclosed box trailers, big suckers, some of them 20-some feet long, car haulers, things like that. Not the big 18-wheel car haulers, but you could drive a car on it, drive off with it.
Yeah.
Making I was making $10 an hour when I was in prison, part of the work release program. I got $20 a week when I was in work release program. Okay, so they pocket the rest, and I got a percentage that got tucked away for me. When I got out, I was given $600. That's the entire time I was in work release. That's what I got.
Oh my
Right.
Lord.
So I took that money, bought the car, got it tagged and everything because I got tired of using mass transit, what we call the Votran in Daytona. The Votran, horrible system. If you have to be on it, I'm sorry, but I was on it for a while because one, I had an ankle bracelet on me.
Susie Q. She said she just started pumping her own gas. Past couple of years, she's doomed.
Oh, Susie Q, I got a story for you. When I was out
Lord.
in Oregon, you don't pump your own gas. They come up to you. I actually got yelled at by a gas station attendant because I was trying to pump my own gas. But I went and visited some friends up in Washington, and I was in the gas station. I was buying a pack of cigarettes. This lady keeps blowing her horn in the gas aisles. Then she comes in there cussing up a storm. You sorry SOB, blah, blah, blah. I've been waiting out here for 20 minutes blowing my horn. Where's your gas attendant to pump my gas? He says, ma'am, you're obviously from Oregon because here in Washington, you pump your own gas. Oregon has it. They pump the gas for spills. But this woman went nuts because they weren't out there pumping her gas because for some reason, I guess she always lived in Oregon or something, thought the world revolved that they pumped their own gas. They come out and pump your gas.
Man, I miss the days when they pumped gas. I hate to pump gas, especially if it's too hot or if it's too cold. Temperature has to be just right. Like old Three Bears, I want my porridge just right. But I hate to pump gas. Ooh. I don't know why. It doesn't take but a minute, but I do. I hate to pump my own gas. I'm impatient.
Yeah.
Well, CFP, I'm about ready to wind
Yeah,
this down. I'm tired. Are you tired?
My
We've
brain.
been between Mark being this afternoon and your show, my show. It seems like we've been YouTubing all day.
Yeah.
We have been, other than me being late on you because I had to take a nap. I didn't mean to fall asleep. I apologize.
Oh, you're fine.
And I was a hot mess. Let me tell you, I couldn't have. A ball cap wouldn't even fixed up the mess I was in today to come on your show. And I've been late. I had to have a shower and do something with this hair. And I was just going to come. I've got a little natural curl, just enough natural curl. But when it dries, it kind of just looks like a frizzy mess. Well, I was going to go live with my natural curl, just, with it damp. And I thought, Lord, he said he had people that aren't in the Fugel family. This will be the first time those people ever see me. They'll think, oh, Lord, that woman, what in the world does she think of that hair? So I did stop and take a few minutes to be a little later, flat iron my hair for you. Wouldn't do that for many people there.
You're quite all right. Yeah. Before I got my first shout out from Marfugo TV, I did have a lot of other subscribers, and they're still with me. But yeah, a lot of them haven't been over there to Adams yet. I keep trying to get them. Some have come over.
Yeah.
But yeah, that way I wanted you over there, and I want to try to bring the other mods in too. So like I said on my channel, so everyone gets to meet each other. But yeah, I do appreciate you having me on tonight. And yeah, I do.
Have you ever had that Prescott Caliber Club on your show yet?
No. Ryan has been very busy. Of course, he has his own channel. He's been doing He's been doing a lot of collaboration and stuff on his end, trying to get a series together. I cannot release any more information on that. I do have insider information, but I can't.
No, we don't want to tell secrets. We're not supposed to.
Yeah, he's working on some stuff, so he's been preoccupied with that right now. He's still producing videos, but he's got another thing he's working on with his channel with some other people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I haven't been able to have him on just yet.
Cool. Yeah, I got his notice where he was advertising your fire kits. You want to give your fire kits a plug?
Oh, that's quite all right. But yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
You can see it back there. Oh no, my bug out bag's in the way.
Got your bug out bag. Pull one of them suckers out and show him. That's a cool thing. He's got a cool kit. I'm gonna buy some of them for Christmas presents. Now, what he's got in his kits, kind of like for the beginning prepper, I've got tons of Vaseline, tons cotton ball, tons all that stuff. But this is great to for Christmas present for somebody that's just starting prepping. This is a good start.
Yeah, definitely. This is just an emergency fire starting kit. Basically, it's something all in one that you can actually throw in your bug out bag, your get home bag. Um, it weighs 7 ounces, so it's double lined with the vacuum sealed bags and stuff, so that they're waterproof. Okay, they don't look like much, but they actually are. There's over 2 ounces of pine shaving, which is highly flammable. It doesn't take much to ignite. Of course, we do have the methanol ethanol mixture, which is technically the same chemical process as sterno. We have these storm-proof matches. I've shown those many times. You cannot put these things out. Regular green matches, the magnesium fire starting rod, Vaseline pads. They're cotton pads with the petroleum jelly, and of course, there's regular tea light candle. But yeah, these things here actually have multiple ways of creating fire, and they're designed for an emergency purpose. All right, now if you're a prepper, of course, you're not going to sit there and just rely on just this. We have multiple ways of creating fire. This was something that could just be thrown into a bug out bag. You know that you have a way to create multiple fires. Same with a get home bag, things like that. And yeah, they are good kits, even to bring in somebody as far as trying to get them into prepping. Okay, it's a little kit all in one. I just showed I had these things submerged in water for 3 days. The last video I did, so I could prove that they're waterproof. That's another thing. Your bug out bag.
He did a video, shows you how to use the corrugated cardboard that's on the back side of that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. The cardboard, cardboard burns. All right. So that's why we went with cardboard. You'd be amazed how expensive cardboard is actually when you buy a big box of it. Which, hold on one second.
Yeah, he shows you how to get those shavings on the cardboard, and it's a good video.
Buy cardboard by the box. So yeah, I mean, they're not cheap, but you have to get them without all the writing and stuff like that. I didn't want to go to the grocery store and go buy cardboard that looks like that and try to put it on a kit. I wanted real nice stuff.
I didn't even know you could buy. I didn't know you could buy the cardboard.
Took a while to put it all together.
Don't have his thing.
But yeah,
I didn't know you could buy cardboard like that.
Yeah. When I first started out my prototypes and stuff, I'd sit there and buy the bigger boxes.
You're welcome, Susie Q.
Cut them down. I just had a little strip. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I did that to begin with. I'm like, you know what? I got to alter this. This is just, it doesn't look really appealing at all. So I started looking into more processes and stuff like that, and started making my own labels and stuff. So I was able to put it together. It worked out pretty good. But yeah, Prescott Caliber Club is the one that carries that right now. He carries the CFP brand, so it works out very well.
And he's running a deal right now.
Oh yeah, he is. He does have a. Right now, he dropped the price down to $16.99 for everybody, but if you use my promo code, you get 7% off. It's CFP Rocks. Yes, I do. I like saying that.
You do.
He actually came out with
I was going to say, yes, you do.
He actually came out with that first, and I just had to say it every time I say that. Yeah. But yeah, when you use that, you actually get 7% off on top of the $16.99. So, it works out pretty well.
Cool. That's awesome. Well, and that's something that's needed. I thought of it because my one son that is a prepper, the other one's not, so we prep for him. But he's the one that was in the wreck and talking about prepping scares him to death. He called in my show when I was still doing a call-in show, and he said, "Yeah, my mom's crazy. You people are crazy." And I said, "Wait a minute, you're going to offend somebody, honey. You're not just talking to your mom." But it scares him. He's got brain trauma. So we prep for him. But when I saw your kit, that's what I thought of, because now I've got a blackout bag with candles and, lighters and, all cotton balls and all that stuff in it.
Yep.
A separate duffel bag. That's all it is. But my son has a bug out bag for himself and for the 3-year-old, which is constantly, you have to update that. But I thought, man, that'd be perfect, because he's only got, I think he prepared it for like a 72-hour bug out bag to get from one location to where he was going, and he knew he could get there in 72 hours. That'd be perfect. lightweight. So that's what gave me the idea to get them for the guys for Christmas.
Yeah, you can create multiple fires with it, which is that's the reason I wanted to be able to have plenty of burnable material that's waterproof. Because I've talked about when I first came out with this kit, when I was in Mount Shasta, I jumped off that freight train and it was nothing but snow and ice. All right, I could not get a fire started. I finally got a fire started after stripping bark off a dead tree till I find dry tinder inside that tree, and I was able to finally get. It does not weigh a lot. All right, there's multiple ways of creating a fire, so that's why I kind of put that together. It's just an emergency one. It's not something long term that you can keep using over and over again. I mean, I can get a good 10 quality fires out of that, because the pine shaving is just to start the fire. Same with the petroleum jelly, the ethanol. It's just to start that fire. Then of course you start including your larger tinder and stuff. But I've been in rainout situations where there's nothing dry, so it just gives you that fire source.
Well, you'd be surprised at people that cannot build a campfire.
Yeah, I've addressed that many times. I have seen many.
I've been, at my camp, and somebody, oh yeah, I'll go start the fire, and I've got everything on the trays to carry out to do hot dogs and the chili and all the stuff on the fire. Get down there, no fire. And you look and say, well, my God, no wonder you can't start. And they've got dry wood in the middle of summertime in an evening, can't start a blasted fire. And I said, let me show you how to build a fire. I mean, it's amazing. Might need to do a lesson on how to build a good fire. You can't just pile all that stuff. You have to have oxygen can flow to get that thing, blazing, and then put your bigger logs and stuff on it.
Yeah, I did a
good video.
I did one back when I first started. I was using the toilet paper. That back then I used to pack toilet paper single sheet with Vaseline, and I used that as an igniter. I was showing how easy they light up, and I was showing basically, I think I just did a TP fire, inside the grill, because I have to have all fires contained where I live at. You have to have a fire pit or a grill. You can't have just a fire. So the association where I'm at, they don't like me very much. But so that's why I haven't even done.
Oh, we love you, so it don't matter.
Yeah, I haven't even done my first burnout on my stove that we bought to take to Wyoming, because I already know they're gonna give me crap because all the smoke and stuff. I'm gonna have fire department here. I always have fire department here. All right, I'm not a fire bug. I just like fire. Yeah, the fire department. They have an emergency fire department just like right outside the property where I'm at. So they always, anytime smoke.
Well, they're probably looking for an excuse to roll those trucks too. So you give them a good excuse.
Yeah. So even though legally I can, but it just causes so much grief when it happens. I'm like, really? But then I have to explain to them why I'm out there with a camera, a tripod, a microphone, and a fire burning. City folks just don't understand, some preppers.
No.
Anyway,
country folk don't understand some preppers. The new generation.
I definitely appreciate you having me on tonight, and I appreciate every single one of you in chat there that did not crucify me for coming on tonight and dealing with my rants when I was really going. So
that's all right. I love it. Listen, this group loves spicy. Yes, sir, buddy. We got a spicy loving chat group on this channel. Yeah. We don't have to worry about what we say spicy. So, but now, are you and She Said Cowboy and Who's Your Patriot coming on Sunday to do the AOC thing?
Oh,
we've been trying to do that for a few Sundays.
Yeah,
and I haven't been able, so it's been my fault.
Hashtag stuff I want to tear into, because she just makes it way too easy. She just keeps on, oh my God, is this a garbage disposal? Like, I've never seen a garbage disposal. Being growing up rich, I had other people use garbage disposals, and I just don't understand. So what does it actually do? You ever see her garbage disposal rant on Twitter?
No.
Yeah, she's an
idiot.
No,
I missed that. Oh my God.
If you want to see some really funny stuff, and I don't want to try to plug anybody else here, but Union Spot on YouTube. They cover.
You plug anybody you want to, I don't care.
Union Spot on YouTube. If you want some good comedy of what comes out of that side, go check them out. They've got unlimited amount of information for you that you can laugh your rear end off. I mean, sometimes they make a little cartoon up. That's why I call Pelosi Squirt Bottle, because they labeled her Squirt Bottle, because she looks like she's drunk half the time. You just don't understand.
She is drunk half the time.
That's what I think.
I've heard it through the grapevine on good authority that yes, she is drunk all the time. Some level drunk. She's an alcoholic.
Yeah,
Functional,
but,
half functional. They say she's functional, but look how stupid she is. Holding up that big stack of okay or saying, well, we've got to pass it to understand it.
yeah.
And people fell for that crap.
Yeah, you don't pass
Nobody knows.
anything until I understand it. You don't.
Truth, yo, Snafu. AOC is an idiot.
Absolutely.
In my opinion. But I don't hate anybody that disagrees with my opinion.
Hey, she says that she's got a degree in economics, and I don't, but I understand economics a lot better than her. And I can also pull out the fault in her economic.
Well, what about that weather woman?
Weather woman?
No, that other woman, the one that wears the.
Oh, Ilhan.
Yeah.
The one that married her brother to get him into the States. Oh, yeah, there's documentation on that one. Congressman Ilhan?
Yes.
Yeah, she married her brother to make him a citizen to get him in the United States. Then when they investigated it, they're covering that up big time. There's a lot of proof on that one. You'll also hear reference that she's incest and stuff like that because, yeah, she married her brother to get him here. Oh, Ilhan. She does not like.
I think we need to cover both of them.
Oh, yeah, I'm going after the whole squad.
Yeah. So, all of Pelosi. I don't care who we talk about.
All of them.
Yeah. Any more on up there. Yeah. Snafu, I'm telling you what, got the biggest. You think she's done? What do you Snafu thinks she's done.
Yeah, I did see Bernie Sanders said that once he gets presidency, AOC has a job in his administration.
Who said that?
Bernie Sanders. Well, one, she's Congress, so she can't work directly for you in your administration. But you guys are socialists, communists, so you do look out for each other. You know, she worked.
Well, she can retire her position or resign her position to take a position.
Yeah, she worked for Bernie Sanders before applying for, running for Congress. A lot of people don't know that. She worked on his campaign trail and stuff like that. This whole, I'm a bartender. You know what? I know a lot of bartenders that are a hell of a lot smarter than you. Okay. But anyway.
Oh, those two are a mess, man. I'm telling you, I don't know if Pelosi or which of the three of them makes me the maddest. But sometimes I think old Pelosi does because she's old enough to know better. At least you can give those other two some youth that they don't know anything.
I'm going to say Chuck Schumer's the worst.
Oh, yeah, by far. I thought we was just talking about the women. Yeah.
No, I'm not just going to talk about the women. I'm an equal opportunity targeter.
There you go.
By words.
Truther.
Make sure I get that out. By words. I don't want to use targeter with just leaving that blank.
Well, that's what I said. Truther. Equal opportunity truther. How's that?
Schumer has definitely got a lot of things. Schiff is just a, besides Shifty, he's a puppet. All right. Pelosi is, in my opinion, senile. I think she does have dementia, but that's my own personal opinion on her. All right. Some of the things she runs on and on about. Listen, my, I'm fixing to get nasty in here.
It's like she can't hold her teeth in her mouth. Aggravates me death. But I'm going to tell y'all something that's going to shock snot out of every one of you. I believe that old Hillary's dead and gone, and it's her double that we see now.
Hillary? That's news to me.
There are pictures that show after her collapse, and that
I remember the collapse.
The coroner went to where she was taken. Why would there be a coroner there?
Yeah, why would you have a coroner?
And if you look at her before she got in that van or was pushed in that van, and look at the event she attended that night, she looks 20 years younger. I don't think it's the same person. I think old Hillary died and they're keeping it a secret. And it's her double. It's just like old what's his face's double was hung over there in Baghdad. I forget how many doubles he admitted to having.
Oh, Saddam? Yeah, he had a lot.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest problem for us.
That wasn't him.
They've had him under his sights many times. And some reports I've got from other personnel that I've talked to said that many of those doubles were took down, thinking that they were, and nope, it was still around. So yeah, it probably was just a double.
It didn't. There was enough of a difference. Well, anyway, there's y'all preview for Sassy Sunday. I am not going to promise I will be live tomorrow night because in order to do Sassy Sunday, I can't keep my grandbaby Sunday night. So I might see if I can switch off keeping tomorrow night so I can do. Because I don't want to miss Sassy Sunday. I've had to miss it twice now. I'm looking forward. Yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yep, she's been propped up on doggone embalming fluid for 2 years at least in that chair with her poor little head hung over. Good night.
Yeah,
that was
supposedly took a step down
awful.
the flu or something like that. They got to recharge the battery and the Energizer Bunny.
They ain't gonna tell she's dead because they ain't gonna want to replace her.
Yeah,
they're just trying to hang everything out till the election.
Yeah, she gets past what they're trying to. So figurehead. Oh yeah, she's still alive. I don't think so.
No, they're not going to tell that because she would be replaced. They'd start that in motion. Oh my God. You talk about that last one was a carnival ride. Biggest embarrassment to our Congress that ever was. But that man through it. Now and getting well, they were going to prove him. They're wanting to wait till they get their liberal president in there.
Yeah.
I think if nothing else, something will start. I really don't expect we'll have an election.
You know what? Oh, squirt bottle there keeps hitting around that she could run for president if they impeach T-Man and the vice. She's got thoughts of grandeur written all over her. I mean, they're already proposing that idea. Really? I mean, yeah, if they got rid of him, yeah, she would be next in line, of course. But why do they want to sit there and harp on that? What did Pence do to get impeached?
Exactly.
If they got rid of T-Man, he's next in line. So
now I don't like him. I think he's evil looking in his eyes. But man, that scared me to death if he's president. I couldn't believe when they said who his running mate was. I thought, are you kidding me? Of all the choices you had?
Yeah. When I heard of his running mate, I'm like, who's this guy? I've never heard of him before.
Never heard of him. And then when I saw him speak the first time, I mean, he's just got some kind of evil look in his eye. I don't know. It's just like he don't have a soul or something. I know he talks the religious talk, but I don't believe a word of it. I think it's all act. But anyway, well, Lord, we'd go on this and do Sassy Sunday tonight if we don't shut up.
Yeah, we'll shut up now.
Oh, Lord, I love you. You know I do. Appreciate every minute. Loved being on your show tonight. That was fun. But
yeah,
they put your link up and
always appreciate you having me here.
Well, I love having you here. You always crack me up. I can't find many people to be as spicy as I am. They're scared to. Me and you ain't scared of nothing, are you? Are we?
No. Well, no, not really. That might be the not smartness about me. But what? It's okay. Hey, I've already flatlined 3 times before, so I'm good.
Oh Lord, have mercy. I've come close a few times, but I'm still kicking. But love you. Give your wife a hug for me and have your coffee pot ready. Let's see. Let's try to shoot for 9 o'clock Sunday night. How's that sound?
9 o'clock? All right, sounds good.
We'll try to run it between 9 and 11.
Okay.
And that way give everybody else time if they want to do earlier shows. So, all right, honey, I love you.
All right.
Hug your wife. We'll see you later.
Good night, everybody.
What a treat. I just love Central Florida Prepper. He makes me laugh. So, have y'all had enough YouTube for today? See, we got 36 still hanging in here. Love your heart. I'm tired. It's 2:18. I didn't think I was going to be YouTubing this late. I am tired. Yell at Miss Alicia. It's a date. Thank you, Rebo. God bless you, honey. Yeah, spicy. I like spicy. I don't like to be mad and upset. I just like to be spicy, give my opinion. Yep. Night, Renee. Listen, I appreciate y'all being in here. hanging in with me. I'm not going to try to play that song at the end. I'm just going to say my thing and cut the stream. So I hate to hang up on 34 people. That's the only thing about the end of the stream. I feel like I'm hanging up on everybody. Welcome to all of the new viewers. If you're still here, I saw a few of your names go by. Thank you so much to the greatest mods in the world. I am so blessed to have each and every one of you, even the ones that couldn't hang in tonight. Poor old Bones, he has to work, and I know Rip Curl's not a late night person, but I appreciate you. I appreciate every one of you. You know I love you to pieces. So on that note, having said that, always remember, never be scared, just be prepared. Share the love and the truth will come. That's the love of God. Remember to pray before you post or go live. And never, ever, ever forget how much I love each and every one of you. And until next time, y'all have a good weekend. Bye-bye.